guys.
Thank you. Wow!
Hell yeah. Great job, man.
And we got a crash. Car spinning left and right.
Buddy, let her rip. Rain like hell, baby. Come on. Oh my God, guys. Yes. Yes. Unbelievable. You guys are the best. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, what a year.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Darian Gilliam, aka Black Flags Matter, back for another edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. And for the first time in podcast history, it is on my channel, but we have no guests, so it's just us, guys. It's just us.
You guys are special enough company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is more chill. It's more chill this way.
I really can't believe that is a thing that we kept doing forever. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, I know. We've been doing the show for quite a while. And before we get into this, last week's Cup Series race, we want to thank the fine folks over at Moby. Sorry, this freaking logo thing is freezing up on me. I don't know why. Sorry about that.
It's okay,
There
they
we
can
go.
see it for themselves.
There we go. I got it up now. There we go. OBS was just messing up on me. But I appreciate Moby for sponsoring this podcast. Their all-new dual-system beard trimmer and sonic cleanser keeps your beard tidy and your face clean. I wouldn't really know anything about that. I don't know. I have stubble basically that grows. It's not a full beard though.
We have facial hair.
Yeah, you guys have facial hair, so it's good for you guys.
There for a second, I thought Eric was going to shave live on the air.
I know. I was thinking like how much super chats would it take for me to do that?
But
Let's
yeah.
not even test those waters.
But Moby's beard trimmer features include an adjustable 5-step guide for precise hair length, as well as a changing stand and fully waterproof abilities. The beard trimmer is available at Walmart stores nationwide. An entire range of Moby products are also available at Walmart.com.
Darren, what's up with your hair though? This is off topic from Moby a bit, but this is a new look for you, at least on the podcast.
Yeah,
I like it.
I recently got a haircut, and I mean, I have it long enough to where I can do a man bun and stuff. And I know some of y'all on man buns are like, yeah, whatever and stuff. But I don't know. I figured I'd just give it a test tonight to see how it goes. At the very worst, I'll probably at least get one super chat making fun of me. So it's a net profit. You know what I mean? So might as well.
Every time I see that hair, like I think of the guy who used to be running back for Tennessee Vols, Jalen Hurd. He kept his hair looking like that too.
Okay.
You should do something like, if you hit a certain amount of super chats, you'll undo it and just have your hair go in front of your face again, like live.
It'd just be so nappy.
You should do that. Why not?
All right. If I get $100, I'll do that. I'll do the little.
$100 super chat or $100 total?
$100 super chat.
I have $3. What's your Venmo, Darren?
But anyways, let's get right on into it, guys. All right, so Phoenix just happened with the next gens. Now, my race win pick was in the Stewart-Haas camp, that being Kevin Harvick, but we had a totally different winner. Chase Briscoe is now a winner in the NASCAR Cup Series. I almost said Winston Cup Series for a second.
Well, you're skipping a few decades there.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, I almost said Winston for a second, then I was like, I thought about it. See, it's Jared's hat. This is what made me think it, right? But anyways, Eric, what'd you think of this week's race?
Yeah, well, starting with Chase Briscoe, I mean, it's he's a great story. I hadn't actually brushed up on my Chase Briscoe trivia, if you will. Like when I think of Briscoe, I think of the cursed 60 car, his part in that, how he then went over to SHR and he was obviously great in 2020, won so many races, was a championship contender. So, but you look back past that, the scratching, clawing he had to do to get through the lower ranks to get to where he is today, the many things that had to fall into place, sponsors that just happened to show up at the right time and wanted to support him. And, he was sleeping on people's couches, volunteering at ARCA shops, for many years. He's had to work his way up. He's the kind of story that you don't see as much in NASCAR today, or really in just motorsports period. He is that true blue collar racer who, he had a racing family. His dad raced, he grew up in the dirt racing world, but he wasn't, and I don't mean this as any disrespect. He wasn't Bill Elliott's son. He wasn't, an Earnhardt or anything like that. He did really have to work for many of his opportunities, and it didn't come as easy as it has for many other drivers. So to see him persevere over the years, get this opportunity with SHR, land a big sponsor this offseason, and get them in victory lane just 4 races into the year. That's huge. People talk about sophomore slump. This sophomore season, and so far so good for Briscoe, because this wasn't a fluke. I think he's going to contend for more wins this year. He's been fast the last few weeks, culminating in a victory. So I like that. I like when young guys get wins. I love when we see first-time winners, but I like it even more when it's someone who's been close. Like it's fun to see a Trevor Bayne pull off the Daytona 500 sometimes, but for me, when it's on nearly a two-time Xfinity champion like Austin Cindric winning the Daytona 500, that means more to me. When it's Briscoe, who's dominated in the lower ranks, he's showed up this year in SHR equipment, and he gets a win, that means more to me as well, because you know that there are more wins around the corner. I like to see new superstars, potential superstars, be born, if you will. And Trevor Bayne winning the Daytona 500, as cool as that was, nobody thought he was going to be a superstar after that win. So I don't know. I had a lot of fun watching Briscoe win that race, and it was real cool to see him hold off two other hungry drivers in the closing laps.
Yeah, either way, we were going to see a new winner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I almost
200.
too. That's right. Yeah, 200th different Cup Series winner, but also not only was Chase Briscoe competing for his first win in the final laps, you also had Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, not too far behind. So, hey, first win is certainly around the corner for him. But Jared, what'd you think?
Well, I want to ask you guys, because I don't know if you remember, but because I know I picked him, but who here picked him to make the playoffs this year?
I did. But here's the thing though. I unfortunately knocked out Austin Cindric from my playoff thing. So I don't
think I did.
Yeah, you did.
I think I'm 4 for 4 right now.
I think you had both of them.
I think I had Briscoe in thinking that he would win at Indy.
I'll be real. That's my thinking of it. I was surprised he did it here. I know he's been relatively competitive compared to last year. I mean, he's one top 10 away from breaking how many top 10s he had last year. And he has double the top 5s this year that he had last year.
Oh,
2 versus 1.
Right.
But he does look a lot more competitive week in and week out. He's shown to be like, he's more racy. Like it seems like he's actually up there competing rather than somebody who's just kind of, okay, fall into place in like 20th on the restart. And maybe we can get someone. Yeah. It feels like that him and his team have more of a grasp on this car and on the competition in general than they did last year. And kind of just, nothing that is on the track, but kind of an intangible outside of it. It is good seeing someone who seems like a genuinely good person get a win, a very likable person. And what I like about this, with any first time winner, I like this, is it gets his name further out there with the fan base. Like it's really cool to see a lot of these fans be like, man, this dude's really cool. I might start following him now. Where last year you really wouldn't see that with, as many of the normal winners per se. Darian, I saw you tweet this. Apparently the average age of winners this year is 27.8.
Yes, and I was quote tweeting Kevin Harvick's old tweet from 2018 because in the first 6 races of the 2018 season, the average age for the winners that year was like 38.5, somewhere around there. It was up there. So now we're starting to cut that down. Now we're starting to see a new breed of superstars come to the crop. It's awesome to see.
The youth movement is alive and well finally. What they were trying to push down everyone's throats in 2018.
Yeah, they were just 4 to 5 years, just too early. If they would have done it now, it would be perfect. But it's all good.
but that's okay. All those guys, they needed more experience, and now they finally got that. Now they're winning races.
Yes, and also too another, we're talking about Chase Briscoe's win, but really Stewart-Haas Racing as a whole, they really improved over the week. I mean, like not only was Chase Briscoe competing for the win, but Kevin Harvick, he was my pick to win. It wasn't looking too bright at first, but then as we got closer and closer towards the end of the race, Harvick was starting to run consistently inside the top 5. You saw Almirola was there. Did Almirola continue his top 10 streak or no?
He did not. But
finished 12th.
He was close,
okay. It's not like he was terrible. He wasn't terrible. He was just
he was in position.
Yeah,
he was up there. How did Cole Custer do? I feel like he's the one who's like lacking in there.
He's the odd man out at the moment.
He ran top 15. I don't know where he finished.
Okay, that's not bad. But still, compared to the other 3, it seems like he's their weak link right now. But let's see. Let's give him some time. Let's see if he'll improve more and more in this season. I mean, we already seen Chase Briscoe do it, so. We'll see what happens with that.
I won't share a screen with it, but I'll pull it up really quick. I'm just going to roll through.
If I can just add this, it's also really important for Briscoe to get the win, because I said this when Austin Cindric won. Austin Cindric's in the 2. That's Penske's flagship car. That's their most iconic number. Just like this, the 4, it's a championship winning car, but that's always going to be seen as Harvick's car, in my opinion. No matter who drives it after him, that's really going to be Harvick's number. this is Tony's number. This is the flagship car. You want the 14 to be in victory lane. That is your most iconic car, just like Hendrick's probably the 24, Joe Gibbs is the 18, etc.
And the crazy thing is, Chase Briscoe used to be, he was like Tony Stewart's biggest fan growing up, So that's another cool part.
Looking at it right here, the SHR cars, of course, we got Chase Briscoe winning, Kevin Harvick in 6th, although he ran better than that for a lot of the day.
Yeah.
Eric Almirola in 12th, and then Cole Custer in 16th. He actually finished behind Ty Dillon this week.
Okay.
And I want to give one shout out here because I saw him grinding in the top 20 and really being racy against guys that are definitely a higher level of team ahead of him. Todd Gilliland finished 19th.
I noticed that at the end. I was like, wait, is that a mistake? I'm like, oh, no, he's actually running really good.
Is that a mistake?
Well, I mean, like, it's not against him, it's just that team. They're usually not up there like that, I was like, wait, is there like a green flag pit stop? Or it's like, no, he's running up there in the top 20 consistently. There are green flag runs, so not bad.
Lead lap finish.
Unfortunately, though, my dark horse pick, Harrison Burton, he still has some learning to do in the Cup Series. We'll give him some time, but they're going through a bit of a rebuild phase at the moment, I guess.
It seems like there's always there's just no matter who's in the 21, there's just always something to overcome with it being in that car. For whatever reason.
But the cool thing about that is if Burton does ever get a win, then that'll be their 100th win ever in the sport. So that'd be a feel good story. But back to some teams up front right at the moment. Right now Ryan Blaney. I mean, Blaney really dominated this race. For a large portion of it. Where did he end up finishing though? Did he end up getting a top 5?
Fourth, I think.
Fourth.
Okay. I think fourth. Yeah.
But his therew though, Eric. Like, there's always
that's what I was gonna say.
There's always something going on with him, either with his crew or with him on pit lane.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. His pit crew let him down. I don't remember. There's 2 or 3 cautions late, but I know he lost 3 spots, and then I think he lost like 4, 5, or 6 spots. At one point, he was restarting like 9th. And I'm like, 10 laps ago, he was leading. Like, what is going on here? I think on their last stop, like that final caution, I think they maybe gained him 1 or 2 spots, but it was too little too late. The pit crew let him down. And I don't follow Blaney close enough to know if this is a regular thing. Oftentimes when I tweet about somebody, all of his fans are in the comments being like, oh, this is every week. But it's like with every driver. So I'm like, okay, are the Blaney fans actually telling the truth, or are they being dramatic? I don't know. But
I keep track of him a lot too. And dude, it's just, he is always able to get that 12 car up inside the top 5, and then a caution comes out, and then all of a sudden he's down like 5 or 6 positions. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. Like Joe Gibbs Racing swapped a bunch of people around, or at least swapped a couple tire changers around this week. Maybe Penske's got to do the same because Blaney right now seems to be consistently their best running driver, and I think you got to reward that. You got to let him cash in on some of these good runs. And Phoenix was a race that got away from him. That was a race 4th is still a really good finish, but that's a race he easily could have won.
Well, it's funny too, like kind of looking just at the way this season has gone. I know it's early, but it's like guys like Joey Logano, guys like Denny Hamlin. I mean, I know he's done really well, but it doesn't feel like Kyle Busch has been one of the best guys out there week in and week out. It kind of seems like a lot of these older veterans are sort of like getting, I wouldn't say completely lost with the car, but kind of thrown for a little bit of a loop with it. Like, and I think that's one of the most interesting part so far this year is like these younger guys, these underdog guys seem to be the ones who are more consistently running up front. They just can't close out the deal, except for Briscoe, of course.
Exactly. But I mean, like, in order to win, races in the future in the NASCAR Cup Series, you got to run up front first, and then, it usually takes some time to get these wins and stuff. And, a few guys that definitely come to mind this year, some new front runners, Ross Chastain in these first few races has been consistently up front. Also Tyler Reddick. And then, at times, Daniel Suarez has been running competitive, and then, you'll see flashes from, whenever he's not wrecking, Eric Jones will show some flashes at times, but he's got to finish races, man. He's just got to finish these races, and I think he'll be way higher in the points.
How many races in a row is this that we've had a late race incident from either Chase Elliott or Eric Jones?
3,
Jones,
right?
2. I don't.
Yeah.
Was Elliott? What happened at Auto Club? Did Elliott wreck at Auto Club?
He spun. Remember, he was like allegedly spun out on
purpose.
Oh
yeah.
You forgot about that quickly. Yeah, pretty much everyone.
There's been a lot going on.
Yeah, man, there has.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know.
But yeah, Eric Jones, he's had a late race caution in 2 races now, 2 straight races.
Honestly, I'm sure a lot of people on the actual team's going to relate to this too. I feel like this is probably It's no longer it usually is, but this felt like the longest West Coast swing ever. I'm kind of happy for them to be back on the East Coast for a little bit.
Yeah, finally get some new tracks on the schedule. I mean, dude, like sooner or later we'll have Dirt Bristol be coming up and stuff, and living out here in the area too. I can finally see that in person.
That's gonna be a crazy two back-to-back race weekends. Dirt Bristol and then Talladega. How do owners feel about that? A bunch of wrecked cars that quick.
Exactly. The highlighting some more stuff from the Phoenix race, though. I mean, like, yeah, we talk about these drivers and some of these manufacturers, on the come up too. But it seems like Toyota's dominance, like they're not quite what they used to be. I mean, like now this is the fourth race in a row where it's like, yeah, you see some Toyotas running, inside the top 10, but they're not as dominant as they once were. I mean, what's going on here, Jared? You start us off.
I picked Truex this week, which was not a good move. But the chat suffers with me. So I was paying attention to Truex, and I kept hearing, because I was driving back while it was going. I had it on my phone, and I kept hearing, Martin Truex Jr. is the best running Toyota. I'm like, oh, good. Where's he at? And it's like 13th. Overall, most of the day the Toyotas ran really poorly. It seemed compared to usual. And then it's like Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch just like overcame the faults of their cars to get up there. Like I think Kurt Busch, I want to say, I think I have it up.
He was fifth
right here. Yeah, he's fifth,
and
then
and that was
he ran 15th like all day long.
And how'd Eric, how'd that car look in person too? By the way,
it looked great. Oh, it looked fantastic. But like even he said after the race, like small gains for this team. They're not getting any stage points right now, but that's okay. At least they're maximizing mediocre days. So that's what you got to do at first. Like he's doing the opposite of what like Eric Jones is doing. Eric Jones is running great during the day and then wrecking with 5 to go. Yeah. Kurt Busch is running mediocre and then sneaking into the top 10.
Just finish.
It's kind of nice we brought up Kurt Busch because I kind of wore my 2311 shirt for a reason. Because if we can talk about them a little bit so far, Kurt Busch is showing the cars are capable of doing good. So far, it's just kind of if I'm Bubba Wallace, I'm starting to get a little concerned that Kurt is running better in the same equipment so far.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, where is he in points at them? I mean, we can
see. I won't overreact because Kurt's like 12th, and I think Bubba's 17th. But okay. Bubba was top 10 at Auto Club when he got involved with Keselowski.
That's true,
and he was like top 10 or top 15 when he wrecked into Eric Jones at Las Vegas.
He's been
Phoenix was the first race where they sucked. Bubba sucked at Phoenix. It was not a great look.
I never saw his name in the top 20 on the Fox board.
Someone noticed the shirt, the 16 shirt. I just shout out Nitro.
That's
Good catch.
That's what's up.
Anyway, sorry.
That's how you say it. 16. Okay.
Yeah.
But,
I
didn't know. But also to speak more on Bubba too, he was pissed on the radio. Like I mean, I don't have the exact radio thing, but like I mean, he was just way off. And then to see Kurt Busch running up front, so they got some work to do.
He ran awful. Like there's no way around it. Like Bubba ran awful this week.
Really
like
bad.
it's not like Auto Club or Las Vegas where he just had bad luck. Like this was straight up a throwback to the start of 2020 or 2021, I should say.
Yeah, we'll see if he improves for sure. But I mean, really the Toyotas as a whole, though. I mean, Eric, you can talk about this for a little bit too. I mean, like, just what's going on right now? I mean, is it just way too early to tell, or I mean, what do you think?
I mean, it's certainly too early, but we have run 4 races, and Toyota is the only manufacturer without a win yet, even if you include the Clash. So there's something to it. I think what's clear in many ways, the next gen, I think, has delivered on being an equalizer. Like we're seeing RCR and Trackhouse and Petty GMS run up front. SHR is back to looking about as good as you're looking like a contender, one of the big 3 or 4 teams. Penske, Hendrick, they still look dominant. And Joe Gibbs Racing is still there. Like if you look at the standings, I think Kyle Busch is like 2nd or 3rd in points. Truex is somewhere in the top 10. You got Bell and Hamlin outside of the top 25.
Wait. I just realized this. Bell, has he even finished a race this year? Like, where did he finish? Did he have a DNF or?
I think he's like DNF'd everywhere but Vegas. I think Vegas he ran okay because he started on pole.
Yeah.
No, he didn't DNF this week. He spun out. He went down a lap this week, I think. Right. But I think he still finished. But Bell's been a disappointment. They started on the pole that one race and immediately fell back. Yeah. Like they led for like 10 laps and immediately dropped like a rock. Yeah. Same thing happened this week with Bell. He qualified 3rd or 4th, and before you looked up, there was not a lot of movement throughout, especially the top 10 on Sunday's race. Not a lot of passing. But immediately Bell was dropping like a rock regardless. And I'm just like, man, at some point you got to turn that around.
Bell finished 26th, which normally isn't like, oh, that's not good, but not horrible. But that's out of a 36 car field now. He has had a top 10 this year. I'll point that out. But
was that at Vegas?
Yes, he finished 10th.
Okay.
So looking at a season, he crashed out of Daytona 34th. Okay, it's Daytona. He had an engine issue at Fontana
After he'd
36th.
spun out. Remember, didn't he beach his car at Fontana?
Yes.
Yep. And then 10th last week, 26th, 2 laps down this week. He has an average finish so far of 26.5.
Yeah, it's not good. And again, Las Vegas, a Joe Gibbs car was going to win that race until the final caution. So I'm not going to overreact to this either. But they don't look as dominant. That's the thing. I think what I mean is the next gen is an equalizer. Trackhouse looks pretty close to Gibbs. I don't think they're there consistently, but they're much closer than they were last year. And that's, so much of it now just comes down to the engine department. And Gibbs has blown an engine like Christopher Bell. Hendrick's blown engines like Larson this week blew an engine. So everyone's pushing the limits a little bit, and I just think Gibbs is the advantages that they had with the old car because they poured so much into R&D are gone. So I still think they have great drivers. I think at least 3 of those teams are going to make the playoffs. Bell's the only one I'm a little worried about. Kurt and Bubba up in the air, but yeah, not a great start for most of them.
Which you mentioned, Larson blowing an engine. They're at a point. They got to win. They're secure. They can take a few risks. They can see what they can get out of the car and what they can't do. So
yeah,
sure. They didn't seem too beat up about it. It was kind of like, all right, bring it in. It's blown up. All right, we'll get it next week.
I know one thing. If he's in the championship again, don't bring that car.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Let's see if Toyota definitely turns it around. But really quick, Jared, can you do me a favor? Could you pull up the point standings? I mean, we're 4 races in. It's still it's still basically early on in the season, but I really haven't had a chance to look at who is currently inside the top 16. So
I gotcha.
We can kind of analyze that for a little bit.
Do you want me just to read off with the winners and then the 16th one?
Yes,
it's a little
please.
off.
Yes, please.
And interesting, just like last year, we have 4 different winners and 2 first-time winners. Same stat as last year this time.
So far, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Larson, Austin Cindric, and Alex Bowman are in. After that, really quick, let's do a little math here. You've got 36 plus 7 is 43. So Joey Logano's 43 points in right now. Kyle Busch is 39. Chase Elliott 38. Eric Almirola is currently 29 in. Then after that, Ryan Blaney is 9th in points. 10th, Tyler Reddick. 11th, Kevin Harvick. Kurt Busch and Truex are tied for 12th. Ross Chastain 14th. William Byron 15th right now. Stage points coming in handy there. And then Austin Dillon is the last one in. 17th, Bubba Wallace. 18th, Brad Keselowski. 19th, Eric Jones. And Ty Dillon rounding out the top 20.
Ty Dillon is honestly surprising me more than I thought he would.
Yeah, I feel like he's done nothing this year.
out of that top 20, that last guy, Ty Dillon, that is definitely the biggest surprise. I did not.
He is just sneaking in the top 20 or something because I'm not noticing it.
Because outside of the LA Clash debacle where he won the race and then automatically had it pulled away from him, he's really been just quietly running solid. Not too great, but just solid enough to get inside the top 20.
That kind of speaks volumes for Petty GMS overall for both their guys being right there in the same area.
So just imagine if Eric Jones could finish races. He would be so much higher in the points, man.
Yeah, I mean he's a point ahead of Ty Dillon right now in 19th.
He's just got.
He should be way more.
That's all he's got to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, going back to the top 16, I guess some highlights. I mean, obviously Eric Almirola, to be this high up in the top 16 this early in the season after the season they had last year. That's good to see. That's really exciting.
It looks like 2020 Almirola when he rattled off 9 or 10 straight top 10s.
Yeah, just
that's right.
Yeah. Name to point out there. Granted, we know the equipment is trying to come back, but Brad Keselowski on the outside looking in. Are we concerned?
Ooh, yeah. I was about
to
stop
crashing.
Yeah, he
just getting into people.
He's just like Eric Jones. He just needs to finish these races.
Did he have any incidents this week? I think he went incident free.
I didn't notice anything. Maybe I missed it.
I'll look at the. I don't see him on the caution report.
I think he just ran in the back.
The troubling part is that Chris Buescher's a very competent driver, but Chris Buescher was outrunning him routinely this weekend.
Right.
And I know Phoenix is a weird track.
10.
Chris Buescher did?
Yeah, he finished 10th.
Oh,
did he really?
Nice.
Oh, I knew he was top 15. I didn't realize he snuck at a 10th. Damn.
Yeah, he beat out Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, and Denny.
Well, look at him sneaking in there.
There you go. So that card, they do have some life over there.
It's shocking me. I figured Brad would lead the way there.
Yeah. It's still a new car. So.
Hey, speaking of Denny, is he still really far down the standings right now?
Oh, yeah.
27th, I think, right?
Oh. My
Yes.
Yeah, like Jared, can you run can you run down guys who are outside of the top 20 currently who are like some big names? So like obviously Keselowski, Hamlin. If you see any more names,
Yeah, give me a moment. I got to go on a different website for that one.
Oh, okay, got you. But no, I mean, like, I guess some other notables too. I mean, Austin Dillon. I mean, I figured Austin Dillon would be there, like, and he's right there in 16th. And then it's cool to see, the RCR line car of the Trackhouse Racing's Ross Chastain up there too. So hey,
you want guys that are surprising back there?
Yes, go for it.
All right, Denny Hamlin's 27th, which by the way means he's currently behind Cole Custer, Justin Haley, and Michael McDowell. After that, you go down Christopher Bell, 30th in the points right now. Harrison Burton is currently tied for 31st in points with Cody Ware.
Nice.
And then we talked about him earlier, but also Todd Gillen and Corey LaJoy are actually ahead of Christopher Bell right now.
Yep. Yeah.
Holy crap. Wow. I mean, again, talk about this next gen car being an equalizer. Well, there you go.
And to kind of put it like this too with Denny so far, he is 20 points inside the top 30, where comparatively he is 23 points outside the top 20. I know it's early. I know that's not many, but it's like Denny has had it rough, and a 13th place finish right now is like the highlight of his season right now.
They got to figure that. Yeah, I see you, Denny delivers. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Denny.
My problem with Hamlin, I'm not worried. He's going to make the playoffs. My problem is has he won any stages this year? He obviously hasn't won any races. He hasn't collected any top 10s.
No.
So if he sneaks in with like a points position, or maybe he only gets 1 or 2 wins, he's going to have less playoff points going into the playoffs this year than he's used to. And for Denny Hamlin, it's a championship or a championship 4. Those are the goals. Anything less than that is a disappointment. So making the playoffs and bowing out in the round of 12, that's not good enough. So he needs to capitalize on some good runs, and he's made too many mistakes on pit road. He sped at least twice this year that I've counted. He blew out his shift. Yeah. He blew his gears out of his car at Las Vegas. So much of it is self-inflicted. He's just careless. And you think at like 40 years old, he'd be a little better than that. And that's what gets me about Hamlin. His cars have been good for the most part. Mediocre at Phoenix, sure. He's making mistakes, like just easy mistakes. Like, don't bump draft Ryan Blaney on entering pit road, and so you both speed. Like, what are you doing? So I don't know. He's earned that 27th place at this point. I'm just shocked that he hasn't gotten a top 10 yet.
No, anything can happen. We're still only 4 races in, so
yeah, still got a long way to go. But speaking of Denny Hamlin, he's struggling on the track, but he also had some opinions about the whole PJ1 compound as well too. Let's see. I don't have the exact quote and stuff, but it says here that he was critical of it this weekend. Definitely.
Well, he said it created like a freight train around the top, and that Phoenix is better when that's not the case. So. I mean, it was fairly tame by Denny. Like Denny Hamlin, you're never quite sure what he's going to say. He might, he could rip it more aggressively, but he just said he didn't like it wasn't the PJ1, it was a resin. I don't know if it's a vary of some kind, but
there's too many compounds, man, at this point.
What are they going to do? Like, do they remove it? I did some research in this for a video that last time they raced at Phoenix without any sort of sticky stuff was like the beginning of 2019. So we were talking about like 4 or 5 straight races at Phoenix now with something in the outside lanes. Like, do they get rid of it before November, or since everyone's kind of used to it at this point, do they just say, no, we're going to keep it? Like, I don't know. I don't know the science or the logic behind putting it there, because to me with these new cars, I feel like just clean the track off and let them go and just see which line is more dominant, see what happens. Like, that's how I feel. But maybe there is a really good reason to having the traction stuff out there. Like, the only track I can think of that the traction made better was Pocono when they had the 550 package. Yeah. Other than that,
I thought it's pretty good for Bristol. Bristol was the one that I was cool with because it let the track change over the night.
That's
my
true.
thing overall though is like I feel like this is, and I've talked about this and been critical too, is that it's being used as a crutch for when the car can't perform. And the whole point of one of the biggest points I should say about the next gen car is that it's going to be putting it back in the driver's hands. The car matters again. The driver matters again. And it's like, okay, stick to it. Like, stop putting stuff down, or not threatening, but saying you're going to put stuff down every week. Like, I am completely fine if they just stop putting it down and let's find out what tracks actually race well.
Yeah, let's see what this car can do. That's
like-
the whole point, you know.
Like what? Granted, it's under SMI control now, so we'll see what happens. But Nashville Super Speedway, they didn't go with PJ1. They went with that tire resin or something like that. Whatever, I don't remember what it was called. But that's a track I'm looking forward to see how the next gen really does, because I felt like that race last year wasn't the best indication of what that track can be. So I'm really more interested to see how this new car, some of the races we've seen so far, how that translates on that track.
Yeah. Sorry, chat. I meant to say resin, not PJ1. I'm sorry, guys.
I saw somebody in the chat earlier. I think his name was Trent, and I just wanted to highlight this comment. Said, "Rumor has it Larson intentionally blew his motor because he had a dirt race."
I love these theories, man. I love them.
Is it bad that I could see it?
Well, he literally raced a dirt race the night before and won. He won a World of Outlaws race 12 hours before he had to start the rear end for a cup race.
At least he's not like was it Marty Robinson, the singer who like
Oh,
I gotta leave.
Yeah, Marty Robbins.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I got a concert.
Yeah. So I'm out, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta sing. But we're winning the race. I'm sorry.
DNF music.
That'd be good to see on the official one. I will say, like, this race, in my opinion, like, and it wasn't a horrible one. I thought it was like a perfectly average 5 out of 10, you know, you'll forget about it next Tuesday kind of race.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a bad race. It had its moments, but it's like, I would say this is probably the worst of the next gen.
Yeah, I was just about to say before you start talking, I was just about to say this. That was basically the first mid race of the next gen era. And I don't know, in my opinion, if that's our definition of mid with this car now, I mean, I can live with that, you know, like, yeah, like, you know, like, I mean, Eric, you were at the race. What'd you think? Like, what was it like seeing the next gen's race there in person and, you know, them passing, you know, for so long?
I agree. You know, it was I say it was very meh. I agree with Jared. I gave it like a 6 out of 10 because I thought the finish, just because you had a bunch of young drivers looking for their first wins, that made it dramatic. That got me amped up at the very end. But for the other 300 laps, it was perfectly fine, but nothing to get overly excited about. I mean, I feel like there's a little more space between the cars sometimes. Like, it's something about, I can't imagine it was a bigger aero problem than with the Gen 6, but it just felt like everyone was kind of even speed and made it really difficult to pass when the bottom was the only way to pass, and it was hard to get grip down there. So compared to the sticky stuff. So I agree with you guys. It was a very average race.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just happy to see these guys use their driver's talent again and stuff too, and we can finally, you know, this leads to more first-time winners like a Christopher Bell finally. So I guess the final question before we move on to ratings is, who is the next Cup Series driver that will score their first career win this season?
It's a toss-up at this point between Chastain and Reddick, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But
it's tough because there's 3 drivers and a 4th one close behind I could see getting it. The front runners are Reddick and Chastain, but then Eric Jones, if he can just close out races, has shown that if you have the speed to stay up there, you can. And then I think Suarez is kind of behind, but
Eric Jones wouldn't be a first-time winner though.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's right.
Chat.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was like, wait a minute.
It's Darian's channel rubbing off.
To be fair, I didn't even catch that at first.
I didn't catch it either. I was like, dude, I was so because
I was like, you know, I haven't seen that 43 win in a while.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
well, okay,
what Jared really means the first win in a long time for the 43.
First win in a long time. I'll go with Reddick though. That'll be my pick personally.
At this point, it would feel like a first win for Eric Jones.
It really would.
What was it? It was Darlington 2019. Was that or 2020?
He won the Clash in 2020. He did win the Clash.
Oh God! Please let me forget about that race. Remember, even Mike Joy at the end. He's like, "They're coming to the white." Finally.
I see. I think Ross Chastain's gonna get his first win. I just like some of the tracks coming up for him. Places like Circuit of the Americas, where he was really good last year. I don't know. I feel like Chastain could swoop in and steal it before Reddick. I love Reddick. I want him to be a star. I think he is going to be a star. But I kind of like the idea that Cindric wins before him, Briscoe wins before him, Chastain wins before him. It's like, well, what's he just
struggles to close him out.
Yeah.
I
guess my top 3 right now, obviously, you know, the top 2 being, you know, Tyler Reddick and Ross Chastain. Now, which one will win first? I mean, to my opinion, it's really a coin flip too. But I mean, you also have to watch out for Daniel Suarez, man. Like he hasn't won, has he? No, he hasn't won yet. But no.
He probably should have at this point.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, looking back at Fontana, if he would have held the top line And, taking that top line away from Larson, perhaps he would have been a first-time winner. Maybe. It's a maybe there. I mean, I'm not sure. But, he was definitely up there competing. And then, obviously, in Vegas, he had the run-in with Chase Briscoe. And really, this week, I mean, what was he, like a mid-pack runner for the most part? Wasn't really running inside the top 10, was he? So, I mean, it's really a toss-up, too. I mean, like, I feel like for the most part this season he'll basically run like right around the midfield, but also like I feel like for a few select tracks outside of the super speedways we might see that 99 car just like out of nowhere just run inside the top 3 too. Like I just had this feeling.
In my defense for the gap, most of the chat forgot that he had 2 wins. They said, hey, he has one win at Daytona.
Everyone forgot about Darlington.
That's so right.
In my defense,
it
has been a long time.
Yeah, it wasn't too far off. Wasn't too far off there, but yeah, I think that was just about do it for Phoenix. Overall, first mid-race of the next-gen era, but hey, we're just happy to see these guys use their driver talent and stuff. And I mean, not every race is going to be, like exciting like that too. This is racing. So you're going to have your awesome races, you're going to have your horrible races, and then every now and then you have a mid-race like this. So
well, I mean, it makes the good ones better, Like that's the whole reason the end of 2018 was so fun is because the first half sucked so much.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing that wasn't mid was the ratings for this weekend's Cup race.
They were kind of mid.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I thought that's at a +9. I'm sorry. I thought that's at a +9. My bad. Okay. Now I see it. Okay, but no. The ratings for this week are a 2 point. The rating for the Phoenix race was a 2.33 in terms of rating, and also 3.9 million watched the race as well. This is -9% from the equivalent weekend, but 3% over last spring's Phoenix race. It was also,
which was a week later.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It was also the top sports broadcast of the weekend for what, like the second or third week in a row?
Every week, I think.
Oh, wow.
5th.
Which there's still no baseball's not started up yet, has it?
Damn.
Oh, they're gonna beat baseball.
They'll be a little bit. Yeah.
Baseball won't beat NASCAR in ratings.
Yeah, no,
not for individual games.
Yeah, but it was also 9th in the 18 to 49 demographic for sports broadcasts, though. So, yeah, it's a great rating and stuff, but I mean, like, I was just about to ask you, Jared, like, that 18 to 49 demographic, though, what's going on there? Like, what can NASCAR do to kind of improve that?
That's a huge age range, though. Like, I don't know what we can really do with that.
That's the target demo.
Oh, okay.
That's what everyone's going for.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Jared?
I mean, NASCAR can keep trying to go outside the box. I know they did really well with that demo with Clash. But but you can't do a Clash every week. Like I think we went over that when we talked about it.
We can't.
Unfortunately, not. No.
We can't.
But no, I mean, there's not really too much you can do about it. NASCAR's audience has always been an older audience. I think the only one on average the only two on average of major sports leagues with older audiences are like golf and baseball. So, I mean, maybe like Zachary says, maybe, the Fox pre-race show was bad. Maybe make the stuff leading up to the race actually have something to do with the race itself and not just be a parody of Mean Girls.
I didn't watch the Fox pre-race. Was there more cringy stuff?
Yeah, they did a parody of Mean Girls where apparently Jamie McMurray was saying mean things about Clint Boyer behind his back.
Oh my God.
I will say they put out something that was, I don't know. It was cringe, but also wasn't. They did something where Bob Pockrass was hosting a party, and then Clint Boyer wasn't invited. Like, everyone,
that's what that was.
like everyone loved Bob, but it was kind of cringe.
Guys,
like,
Bob,
okay,
oh my God.
All the stuff I've gone back and seen the Jamie McMurray skit, and I've seen the Bob Pockrass skit. Jamie McMurray skit was terrible. That shouldn't have seen the light of day anywhere. Maybe like TikTok, it could get away with it. Bob Pockrass skit was actually funny, but I assume they played it probably 10, 15 minutes before the green flag. That was a bad idea. If they played that like on Race Hub, like on a Thursday, I'd be 100% okay with it. It's goofy. It's fun. Who doesn't love Bob acting and embellishing? But doing that right before the green flag, that's when like the most people are watching. And you're putting this garbage in front of them.
Let's do the rest of the show like this, guys. Come on.
All right, let's do this show like this.
No, it's not because these headphones hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Jared. I don't like calling for people's jobs, but Fox needs an overhaul in the
You said that last week. You said that exactly
I know,
last week.
and I'm just going to keep saying it because whoever's making the creative decisions at Fox before the season, during the season, they got to go. They got to go. You got to replace them right now. Put put a college intern in their place. They will do a better job at this.
I'm interested to see what happens.
An embarrassment.
I'm interested to see what happens more. Eric Almirola getting top 10s or Eric calling for someone at Fox's job.
See,
just the producers.
So this is kind of a funny story on Twitter. I have been very critical of Fox this year. Okay, and
I can't believe they're worse than last year. Last year they were really goofy, and we're like they're too goofy. This year they got goofier.
And to top it off, they made a good move, honestly, by Jeff Gordon parting. Let's bring Jeff Gordon back. Come on, guys.
Danica sucked this week too, by the way. She was okay last week.
My mom kept texting me. She was like, my mom kept texting me. She's like, I didn't watch her last week because I was actually at the race. Like, this is her commenting.
The chemistry of her and Boyer is just not there.
It's way off. It was way. It was very
Matt Kenseth was the best so far.
To Danica's defense, she wasn't good. I'm gonna say that now. I'm gonna preface it with that. But when Clint Boyer is constantly telling you you're wrong on air and talking over you, I am not a Danica stan by any means, but I felt bad for that woman because Clint Boyer, like Danica would make this really good point about like strategy or something and equate IndyCar because that is where, to be real, she was actually good at. And Clint would be like there was one point where Clint just goes, that's IndyCar. Like, who watches that? And I'm like, what the hell, Clint? Like, more people watch it than the Xfinity race half the time.
Your old boss started an IndyCar.
He was a former Indy Racing League champion, Clint. Come on.
Well, in defense of Boyer there, I watched, the only part on TV I watched really was stage 2, and it was about an hour or so. And Danica in that span referenced IndyCar 3 times because she doesn't have any credibility when she starts talking about NASCAR things. So she has to fall back on IndyCar. And when Boyer said that line, that was the third time she brought up IndyCar. I kind of was on Boyer's side at that point. He wasn't trying, I don't think he was dissing IndyCar, but he was trying to bring it back to stock car racing. And Fox doesn't own the IndyCar rights. Why are we talking about IndyCar?
I don't know if you guys heard this, but at one point, Danica even made a mention of her wrecking on what was then the front stretch of Phoenix really hard, where she caught on fire, I think.
I remember that. Yeah. That's
right. I put that in a compilation when I made fun of her on TikTok. All in good fun. But I will say, like, it overall, that booth, like even Mike Joy couldn't save it. Like Mike Joy seemed off. And I think that's why so much, like, I don't know about you, but I was confused when they announced Jeff Gordon. I thought the way they announced it was going to be Clint, Danica, and
that's
Gordon.
how they said it at first. I was really confused.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, again, the TV contract's about to come up. I mean, Fox, they might re-up, they might not. But I mean, at this point,
they're the top one rumored with ESPN. I didn't like at least NBC. Like, say what you want. I know they yell nonstop and stuff, but at least they're focused.
Look, I feel like at this point, yes, if the rumors are true, ESPN. I mean, like, look, ESPN getting the NASCAR rights, that's a whole different conversation we can have a whole lot later. But for Fox to re-up, after what they've been broadcasting NASCAR races for what, like 20 plus years at this point, right?
21 years.
Yeah, 21 years.
21 years.
Do you think at some point Fox has to say, okay, we're gonna re-up you guys with this deal, for however many years? Do you think at that point, Fox would have to look at some new talent or,
yes.
Perhaps,
Mike Joy's got to be ready to retire. I don't know how he keeps wanting to come to the track every week, but outside of him just, coming for the fun of it, but, he's got to be getting to the point where he doesn't want to do the commentary anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that, but also, like, if they are going to get re-up with NASCAR with the whole TV deal, you have to take the sport a little more serious. Again, like, I keep doing all these pre-race jokes on Twitter and stuff. It's like, hey, what is all this racing doing with my skits? I want to see all these cringy skits, And then, like, it's like, dude, it's a freaking motorsport, guys. Like,
ultimately, like, it's easy to critique the broadcast. It's easy to sit here and be like, yeah, that's terrible, that's bad. It's easy to be a critic. But the reason we critique, and I'm so strongly critiquing, especially the Fox broadcast these days, is because, look, what was that number? 4 million people watched the race this weekend. And that we're considering that kind of an off weekend. 4 million people watched NASCAR through Fox this weekend. Only about 40,000 are at the race in person. So the way TV covers and presents the sport is so important. If we don't call it out, and hopefully maybe someday there's enough of us calling it out to pressure Fox or whoever to change the way they do things, like, I just worry that number is going to keep going down. I'd love if Fox could present some actual data surveys that suggest, no, the most of the audience really loves these skits. Like, that's why they're tuning in. If they can present me with actual data, maybe I'd back down, but I just look at what F1 is doing, and I look at the curve they're on. They sold out Circuit of America's tickets in 5 hours today.
Oh, F1's back this
did.
weekend, by the way. Just
Exactly.
Yeah.
So F1's doing it something right that NASCAR and their broadcast partners are not. And I look at the TV broadcasts. It's night and day between Sky Sports and Fox. So unless they can provide conclusive data to suggest my and all of our criticism is wrong, I'm going to continue to shout at Fox about how terrible their broadcasts are.
But to defend Fox a little bit, I will say, everyone's talking about, the Bob Pockrass party, the Jay McMurray thing. They did do a few good segments before the race. Like, they actually had a great segment with Alex Bowman talking about some of his charities for animals. They highlighted that pretty well.
Good.
Yeah, do more of that.
I like stuff like that because I'm thinking back, as a teenager watching NASCAR, you never appreciate that stuff until it's gone. But we had Speed Race Day presented by Home Depot, Trackside Live, that kind of stuff on the weekend. That stuff was so good when you just got those raw segments with drivers just telling how they feel before the race weekend. And then they can't do it live all the show time, so they had some segments where they went and filmed stuff with drivers. I like stuff like that. And, I went out of the box and drove all the way to Atlanta Motor Speedway a couple of weeks ago to film a preview for this weekend's race because I like stuff like that when you go out and you film something cool. I guess I want to see more of that. I like that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't have to see Bob Pockrass' hot tub party. I don't have to see that.
Well, this is how they've heard the criticism, right? And I'm not saying it's us, but I'm saying in general, NASCAR fans have been very critical. And it's not just Twitter, like it's in general. You see this everywhere you look online, and wherever else. I know I hear it just between my family and I, if we want to be anecdotal about it. But Shannon Spake started out that skit by saying, it's just for fun. Don't get mad about it. And I'm like, that's how I know they've seen it. That's how I know they've seen it, when they're literally calling out the audience to not.
It's gonna be even worse now. It's gonna be even worse.
Okay, like that's internet 101. You do not tell the internet not to get mad about something. It will get madder.
The best part of the broadcast this week is when Mike Joy mentioned to Clint Boyer that his Twitter got hacked.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
That's right.
Again, it's a little thing. You can have comedy in it. I mean, as much as I don't like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, they do have a little comedy in there with each other. But it's organically brought into the broadcast by what's going on. Like that was organically just came up really funny because of something they were talking about. That's what I'm cool with that. I don't need it to be like, and they're in turn 3, but they don't know if they'll get out of turn 4. I don't need that. Like, I don't need it to be super serious and be like a Nicolas Cage, actually Nicolas Cage would be pretty good, I'll be honest. But I don't need it to be like really, really serious. But and I don't need you to scream like Rick Allen either. Like, just a middle. Right in the middle.
If I could make a random comment here, talking about the Clint Boyer getting hacked thing, I just find it ironic that they're doing the Fox Bet Super 6. They're like, I'm giving away my money. And then I think the hacker was actually telling people, I'm giving away Bitcoin. It's like, this is...
Oh, man. That's a crazy week.
That was everyone's getting hacked. Who was that MLB reporter that got hacked as well?
Oh, the big time one. Yeah, the big time.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name. But also Carson Hocevar got hacked too.
Yeah, everyone's getting hacked.
Dude,
change your password.
Yeah, I need to make sure my password's on lock, man.
Did you see his first tweet back? He's like, I am not selling NFTs.
Yes, very base. Very
the most like tweet he's ever put out. Yeah, I'm like literally making sure I haven't been hacked right now. Whoa, that scared me. I just opened Twitter. And it gave me this pop up saying introducing NFT profile pictures. I thought I was hacked for a second. I was like, what is this?
Eric is selling Bored Apes. That's the one.
I've never gotten that. In the one moment I was opening Twitter on stream, it's like, NFTs.
But anyway,
they're listening.
We were talking about ratings for the race and all that stuff, but let's talk about our very own ratings on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. The poll! The famous iceberg poll!
Or, as I like to say, poll.
Poll? And it says, and I was waiting for that too, because in the itinerary it says poll, like literally right there. But anyways, go over
what was it? Like, answer
me!
Answer me, poll!
Eric is literally on the floor laughing. Well, the ratings were down with the poll too.
Oh no.
Okay. You know what's funny for a guy who's over 6 foot to fall to the floor?
Oh gosh.
Well, yeah, we still had over 14,000 of you vote, so thank you very much for that.
But it's down, bro.
It's down. Yeah.
Oh.
So 14% of you said this was a great race, and 57% said good. So if my math is right, that's 71% positivity. Terrible, I know.
Wow, for a mid race, that's pretty. Wow,
yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, we have a very positive audience.
Yeah, very positive.
That lines up with the Gluck poll. 70 years at like 70%.
Yeah, that's right around there.
24% of you said this was an average race. 3% said below average, and 2% said it was bad. So negative of 5%, which is actually lower than usual. So it was just like.
Wow.
Goodish, mediocre. Okay,
goodish.
It's like unless it's a championship, Phoenix is just meh.
Yeah,
it really is. Mm-hmm. But kind of looking through the comments here, first one was, and I've seen him in the chat tonight, so I see him in the chat right now. From confetti_go_boom91 said, "I'm glad how we've had a first-time winner no matter what. Good race, but probably the least best of the 4 races so far. Congratulations, Chase Briscoe." Good there.
I agree.
Ian Perry says, post reconfiguration, Phoenix has proved to be a pretty average track, and this race showed it. Overall, thought that the race was pretty above average. Not every race is going to be a banger, even with the Gen 7. So I agree with you on that one, which again, we've said that all along. News guy says Briscoe's pit crew was absolutely perfect today. Excellent job by the 14 team.
Get that crew to Blaney. Yeah, I mean, he won 6 races. I'm just saying, man.
In the race, lose your crew.
Southeast Cup Series says this being the worst cup race of the season so far is honestly not a bad thing. Just shows how good the next gen can be. And trust me, we will get to negative comments. I'll get that.
Yeah. You were just getting started here.
Yeah. So, Kylito Corner says 7 out of 10 on the Groovy gauge. Chuck says second top 3 for Chastain. Let's see. Max Q, decent race. That was awesome that we got another young winner, Chase Briscoe. Let's see. Hamwell says, for a race at Phoenix, this was pretty great in terms of quality, but the track itself probably limits how exciting the action can be.
I like Phoenix. I feel like I'm one of the few Phoenix supporters.
It's
not the best track. Yeah. It's like Richmond. It's good because Richmond's good because it's a short track, but it's one of the worst short tracks. Phoenix is kind of the same way, but the facility's so nice. Maybe because I've just been there a few times now. They renovated it in a real great.
Oh yeah.
Could they have renovated a different track? Maybe, sure, but they did a good job with Phoenix.
I almost forgot. Didn't the last time you go, Eric? Didn't you post something about the prices being super high for?
Oh yeah, I forgot to check this week.
The food was crazy, and you got horrible quality for what you paid for. I think.
Yeah.
It was average ballpark food at best.
You ready to stir the pot a little bit with the chat here?
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
From Adam RTR. I'm so glad the real Chase finally won.
Oh yeah, what happened to Elliott too? He spun out, didn't he?
Yeah, but he charged back to 11.
Yeah. So it's not bad, but the real Chase won. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Ryan Felix says, first good race of the season. The rest have been great. Looking forward to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in general, it seems like people are pretty positive. I guess, we go down to the lowest comment as long as I can actually read it loud.
Here we go. All right, boys. What are we saying?
Positive. And by the way, okay. I'll say this right now. I'm just going to write down the first comment every week before the show. That way I don't have to scroll twice. So the lowest one is from Samsung Elite Racing, who says, I've seen Texas races that are better than this. Bad race and no passing for the lead. Kentucky was better than this race.
Wait.
I have never seen a race as bad as it goes on forever.
Oh my! I was gonna guess negative anyways for the comment.
I'll go.
No, that's not the first one. That's the lowest rated.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. All right.
I mean, there's other ones down here. Spencer Smith says Mickey Briscoe. Something went wrong. Says
that.
What? This race was boring. There's a 0 out of 10 fan from Twisty, but so there's people that are upset about it.
But why would you say Mickey Briscoe? I mean, he's just trolling, bro. No way.
It's funny.
Maybe it's a joke just that anyone named Chase is Mickey now. So
true. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. But as for the first comment, it's from a very what's the word? You've seen this guy around. I'll just say that. Denny delivers.
Hey!
I've never seen this kid in my life. What are you talking about?
Him. No way. He made it a freaking awesome, cool little thing on Twitter too, where like he put the number in the middle of Denny Hamlin's car with the next gen. It looks pretty good, and like the spacing and all that stuff.
He's getting really talented on Photoshop. Props to him.
Yeah, I love that.
So positive or negative?
Negative.
Hamlin, look at Hamlin's results. So negative.
Negative.
Yeah, Hamlin finished 13th.
The field today, tough. Chase Briscoe with Mahindra sponsor, tougher. That's the comment.
Okay, that's positive.
Okay, that was a funny one. Yeah.
Hey, we didn't talk about this, but props to the Indian owner of Mahindra Tractors getting very much excited for his NASCAR sponsorship.
Yeah, he was tweeting out about Chase Briscoe's win to his freaking 8.9 million followers.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that famous. He has a ton of people that follow him for whatever reason.
He even made Chase Briscoe's winning car as his Twitter header. That was even better.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa.
The nation of India is behind Chase Briscoe.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently
T-Series is behind Chase Briscoe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he's automatically with T-Series.
But yeah, so thank you all for voting on the poll. I'll put it out after the race at Atlanta this week. What else we got on tap tonight?
Yeah, so we'll go over one more race, the Xfinity Series race at Phoenix. Jared, I'm going to start off with you because you called this, right? Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. Before we talk about Gregson, I almost forgot. Sorry about this. Eric Estep, you were at the race and stuff, and, you have something, you were wearing you're currently wearing a special shirt right now, but also, Eric, tell us about the whole Ghost project out there, and also talk about Bailey Curry's run in the number 4 Ghost car.
I believe y'all got him to paint up.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Yeah, Bailey was a great sport. We painted his face Thursday night, filmed some skits for the band. He looked good in that fire suit with the black and white paint. Anyway, he looked great. He ran great too. Qualified lucky number 13. Thought that was real good, real spooky, real on theme. Really good run for that team. And he kept in the top 20 all day. It was really cool to have a lot of people from Loma Vista Recordings and Revolver Magazine out there. It was all of their first NASCAR races. And so it was kind of cool. I got to kind of show them around. I haven't done that in a long time where I got to show someone completely new, hey, that's the garage. That's so-and-so. That's this, that, whatever. So it was really cool. They sat up on the pit box for most of the race, and I think a couple of them really, really enjoyed it. I think we made a couple new fans at the very least, actual fans that will tune in from time to time and maybe pick out some favorite drivers. So it was a great time, and really appreciate all the comments I got all weekend from both NASCAR fans, from Ghost fans who were just like, what is even going on? To see our rock band is on a NASCAR car. Okay.
I also saw someone in someone special saw it too. Mike Helton. He saw and noticed the car.
Okay, wait.
I was gonna say I didn't want to name names, but
I mean, Eric was joking about it. So.
Well, I think it was on this show, right, that I made the joke about let's hope Mike Helton doesn't come by before the race. And
he was expecting it.
No, I made that joke, and I kid you not. I sent you guys the video before the race, right before qualifying. Might have been right after qualifying. Mike Helton's walking through the garage. He stops. We had a big cardboard stand-up, 6 foot tall thing, of Papa Emeritus, the Ghost main character, and Bailey Curry, and he stops, just pulls out his phone, and I just started sending a text, and I was like, my heart stopped. No, Mike, it's okay. No, Mike, no. But
so we
both
have Mike Helton stories now.
Yeah, I'm sure he moved. I'm sure it had nothing to do with that. It was just
Eric's is a little easier to tell on the air though. So
but no, props to Bailey Curry. I mean, got a top 20 and stuff, qualified 13th. He's a very underrated Xfinity Series driver. I feel like if he had more backing, he'd be running at the top 10 consistently.
Nope.
But
yeah, he's very solid.
Yeah,
I want to bring this up. Eric actually got, mentioned multiple times by Loudwire, which for any of you that aren't in the rock scene and metal scene, that's a really big deal.
And the only reason I know that is because Jarrett told me. I was like, wait, what is that? And he's
Like,
okay. Yeah.
Motorsports equivalent. That's like Jeff Gluck writing an article about you.
Okay. Damn. So it's a pretty big deal. So, hey, Eric,
it was cool.
Superstar.
It was cool to see how many outlets picked up the press release and ran with the story, both racing and I know Jalopnik did a piece. NASCAR published it on their, like the front of their app when you logged in on Saturday. Then, a lot of like metal and rock places. So it was really cool. Overall, it went great. It was cool to introduce new people and a new sponsor to racing and their whole fan base. Ghost has millions of followers across their platforms, and they were promoting all weekend long and getting a lot of very positive comments. So hopefully a few new fans tuned in to the race for the first time and enjoyed it. So I think it was very mutually beneficial for both sides, and it was a lot of fun. So appreciate everyone supporting it. And it was an awesome experience. I had to wear the jersey, the crew uniform.
Yeah, and I knew he was gonna wear it. I knew he was gonna wear it.
I might like hang this up on my wall or something, like the way people doing like their man cave.
Do like a shadow box.
Oh, just wear it to one more race. Come on, man. You gotta wear it to one more race. Right?
If they're not in the show, you don't want to wear that.
All right, fine.
I'm not gonna be like you'll see those crew guys wearing like uniforms from like 10 years ago. Like I think it looks really cool.
Like,
but it'll just stand out.
I'm that kind of guy. I can't show up with an Alex Bowman Exalta or Nationwide shirt at this point just because it's not the same.
Yeah, but
and then there's me.
Brought it back to early 2000s.
Hey, Eric, on the subject of merchandise, did I hear correctly in one of your live streams that they might be making more diecast potentially?
They might be. I don't want to make any promises that aren't going to come true, but from what I heard from some of the guys that they sold out of the 500 or so like in one afternoon. They might make some more. And if they do, I will be immediately tweeting about it and putting out the link. So hopefully some of you guys who were asking about it and weren't able to find them can check them out. So hopefully that happens. Fingers crossed. I'm sure a lot of people asked if these crew shirts will be for sale as well. Probably not.
I would cool. potentially maybe keep an eye out for like your racing warehouse. They might get a hold of one.
You never know. I think Bailey was talking about auctioning off the fire suit for like a charity or something. I don't know if that'll happen, but
yeah, that's a good game.
But yeah, no, it was a great experience. So I appreciate everyone's support on it. It was surreal for me to have my logo on Ghost NASCAR. Like what are the odds? But
that's awesome.
It was great.
That's awesome, man. Now back to the Xfinity race, though. I mean, Jarrett, you start us off here because look, I gotta give it to you, man. You called this last year about Noah Gragson. This is gonna be his year. He's gonna show out. I mean, so far, man. I mean, his worst finish this season is what, like a top 5, and he already has a win this year, like
3rd or 4th, I think.
He is very consistent early on in the going. I mean, just what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but there's no way to put it without sounding like I'm not surprised he was up front and running well. I have to admit. You can ask Danny because he was sitting next to me while I was watching it. I was getting a little nervous when Josh Berry was starting to make his way up. So I'm like, don't steal this win away from me. I need this for my pick points. But no, and all joking aside, I mean, he's always run really well at Phoenix. I mean, if you remember Austin Cindric when he won the championship in 2020, he passed Noah Gragson for the win. Like, Gragson's always been right up there competing at Phoenix. It just can't, close it out. It does seem like a different, driver since like that probably Darlington-ish last year when he won.
How many years is he in it now? 3 or 4 years in Xfinity?
It's his 3rd year, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's his 3rd.
Yeah,
I know he was with Junior Motorsports in 2019, 2020. This is fourth year.
His 4th, I think.
Or his 4th? Wow.
Yeah, because he was in the PUBG car at Homestead 2019. I remember seeing that car.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Damn. So yeah, he's been here for a while.
2019 was that long ago, man. But yeah, I mean, Noah Gragson's, I think at this point has proven himself that he is one of the guys to beat when it comes to the Xfinity series. I mean, so I don't think that this is at all the end of it for him when it comes to wins. I think he's going to get a lot more this year. I think he's in the position that like Cindric was in last year, that Briscoe was in the year before.
Reddick was in 2019.
Yeah, having more time in that series helps drivers long term, and I think it's really helped Gragson become a better driver.
Yeah, and just in time, he's making his Cup Series. Well, no, he's not making his Cup Series debut, but his first start for colleague racing on a non-super speedway. So his first ever non-super speedway start in the Cup Series will be this weekend. And hey,
or do we want to say non-super speedway yet?
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, you got me there. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll see.
We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Eric, what do you think about it?
Yeah, Noah Gragson at this point, he's one of the championship favorites. I mean, I guess already coming into this year, you kind of said, oh, championship 4 is probably the goal, and a championship would be great. But I think at this point, a championship is the goal. Championship 4 should almost be expected. Like, who's really in contention alongside him when you got, Trevor Bayne's not full-time in that 18. There are no full-time drivers in 18. There's Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, and I'm trying to think, maybe one of the Colleague guys, maybe Hemrick gets back there, although I haven't loved the speed out of Colleague, really any of their cars to start this year. I mean, I don't know. I think at this point, Noah Gragson is one of the championship favorites. It might even come down to him and a lot of his junior motorsports teammates. So
I think it might come down to him and Josh Berry in the end of it.
Yeah,
you can't count him out either. But I don't know. I'm not like Jared said. It doesn't surprise me anymore to see Gragson, especially not at Phoenix. Expect him to run well there. But the fact that he's finished third, second, first to start this year, that's pretty crazy.
You had mentioned, Trevor Bayne not being full-time and all, but I do want to give, he was my pick to win and actually, start off really good. But I don't know if y'all was really watching it because Jarrett was paying attention more to Barry and Gragson, but he also knows me paid attention to it. At one point, Trevor Bayne was like far back and like over 10 seconds back. He ended up coming back to finish, I think, fourth, and like at one point it climbed up like 4 seconds back.
He was like the fastest car out there at the end of the race.
He was charging. He didn't have enough time, but he had come back from a long ways back.
Hey, if he keeps this up, we might have to do a whole revisiting Trevor Bayne video at this point. I mean, like, he really has impressed me, too. I did not think he would be running this well, and it makes you think, like, I mean, with him running this well, I mean, perhaps next year, I mean, obviously this is, so early in the season, but perhaps in 2023 we could see him in some more races, perhaps maybe a full-time stay. I mean, I don't know if he wants to do that, but I mean, just the way he's running and stuff, I'm like, wow. I mean, it's something about these Roush Racing drivers, these former Roush Racing drivers. They leave a team and then they're immediately like happier. I'm sorry, like it's true. They're immediately happier, and then also like they're running better too in a lot of cases as well. So I mean, because again, like after the Auto Club race, and Trevor Bayne kind of slammed Jack Roush a little bit there and stuff, but but hey, it's great to see him running up front, man. It really is, and I don't know if he chooses to run full time next year, hell, I wouldn't blame him, man, especially for Joe Gibbs.
It just depends on what kind of funding he can get, because that sponsor he's got is family owned. So
so probably can only afford. I mean, what is he doing? Only 7 races this year, right?
I thought it was like 10 or 15.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not that many. I think it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think it was around the 7 to 9 range,
mixed up with
something like that. But
yeah.
Hey, props to Trevor Bayne. Hey, we might have to do a not a bus video for the Xfinity series on him, because I mean, he's pretty damn good in this series, that's for sure. But
he's doing what he's supposed to do. In that car.
Exactly.
I'll say that. Like,
exactly.
You're supposed to be no worse than top 5 in that car.
I think what's more impressive with him doing well is that he has been relatively removed from competition, especially full-time competition, for years now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the last time he was full-time in any series was the first year we were doing this.
2018. Oh, and then
he's still, so right. I think that's what makes it impressive. It's not that he's doing it in this car, because you guys are right. He should do it in this car. I think it's just the distance away from what the Gragsons, Allgaiers, Barry, even compare how much he's raced to them. I would say it is relatively unexpected. Mm-hmm. I thought he would be bottom half, top 10 most of the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, were there any other notables in the Xfinity race besides those two? I mean, Ty Gibbs was he was running up front, he was doing his thing. Justin Allgaier, he was running up front too. He's usually pretty good at Phoenix. I mean, I will be honest.
Gibbs was mad at Barry, right? He had to come back in that spin.
Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, I guess the last thing, we can kind of gloss over this too. I mean, we usually don't talk about the ARCA races, but this one was definitely a tribute win for DGR Racing. Who was it? Tanner Gray, right?
Couldn't have asked for a better result in that one.
Yeah, Tanner Gray, a few days after losing their hauler driver, they ended up getting the victory there, and it was on a final restart too with 2 laps to go. So I mean, you had to fight for that win. So
yeah,
that's a good feel-good win for that team. That's exactly what they needed.
Just the fact that no one even knew if they'd be racing, but they sent out Haley Diggins' hauler last second. I think it was their car they had prepared for the race at Pensacola. They just sent that one out there, and then it had the speed they needed.
Oh, wow.
Chat was also mentioning Parker Retzlaff in qualifying top 10. I don't know his story. Isn't he an iRacing guy?
Yes.
Yes,
He actually
yes.
raced last night in iRacing.
Yeah.
I know it's just like Dale Jr. shouted him out, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, like in lap 2. And then like I look about 30 laps later and he's like 30th. I'm like,
oh,
well, at least he put a good lap down.
Hey,
he
put a
did
good
drop,
lap
yes.
in. Put a good lap in. So.
You know
But
that
it is a cool story though.
You know that meme of Homer Simpson disappearing into the bush? That's Dale Jr. after that tweet.
No, that's still a cool story. Hopefully he can improve more and stuff. But also, what's his name? Rajah Caruth. He was inside the top 5 as well. So he's getting some laps in, and his ARCA starts too. It's good to see him run, well on non-super speedways.
Didn't he finish 4th?
Yeah, he was in the top 5. Yeah.
If not for that final wreck caution, he might have had a shot at the win.
Yeah,
he probably could have knocked the guy out of the way if he wanted to.
Rajah's gonna get a win sooner rather than later in ARCA. I guarantee. I think he'll get at least one this year, guaranteed.
Yeah.
But okay, so we are now going to move on from Phoenix. We are now at that point in the show where I'm going to read super chats. Yep, Jarrett, you read my mind exactly. So just tell me when you're ready, and we can start the 3-minute timer.
All right, ready?
Just give me a second.
Go.
All right, thank you.
All right. I'll reset. Okay. Go.
Thank you. All right, Isaac, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. What would you do to change the Fox broadcast? Get rid of the cringy skits. Perhaps add some new talent to the booth and stuff. Maybe keep Mike Joy, but maybe try out some new people and stuff. I don't know. It's just Fox definitely needs a change for sure on their NASCAR broadcast. The other White Castle with the $2 super chat. Thanks, man. $2 towards the Eric Shaves on Stream fund. Funny.
I haven't shaved in like 2 years. It's gonna take more than that.
Groovy Goose, thanks for the $2 super chat. First English teacher Jarrett, now man fun Dairy. I guess Jared looks like an English teacher.
Looked like a college professor before.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. There was a time. Oh, and yes, the one and only, the fly guy only, 773. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat, man. Nothing but love, my brother. Yes, sir. Yes, I love your channel, dude. Your streams are freaking amazing. Don't worry, we're going to be doing that, the most NASCAR cautions in a video game history video on you very soon, because he broke Michael Marutz's record. Had over 100 cautions on his streams. Yeah, at Bristol. It was crazy.
Did he purposely try and make
he was trying to race. They were just
That's
bad.
amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. Isaac,
which game was it on?
Inside Line was racing as Danica Patrick, and he ended up winning the race too. That's the funniest part. So, yeah. Isaac, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. How much pressure's on Custer now that Briscoe has won? I mean, again, we were talking about him finished 16th. Finished 16th in the previous Phoenix race. I mean, now you have Harvick and the other two Stewart-Haas Racing drivers running up front. I mean, he's got to be feeling just a little bit of pressure, just a little bit maybe. GN, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. In hindsight, why was NASCAR desperate for young guys winning in 2018, even if it was that bad? Was it
Jr. retiring?
Yeah, I was just about to say, was it the large drop off in fans from Dale Jr. retiring? Okay. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Yes. Sir.
Answer his own question.
Yes.
Well done.
Less than a minute.
All right, Groovy Goose, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Has there been an issue with the car getting too hot so far this season? I remember that was an issue during the offseason. Also, Jarrett, spin the UFO.
I don't think so. I think they got that.
I haven't noticed that. Yeah.
Even all of the Toyotas didn't have any overheating problems, right?
As far as like the engines.
I mean, at Auto Club they did, but yeah, it's done.
Okay. So it's not too much of an issue now. Gavin Adcock with the $5 super chat. This year, Reddick has the consistent performance to win 5 or more races. And that is kind of crazy. I did.
Got to win one first.
I did. He has to win one first, but I did say during the offseason, him, Chase Briscoe, and William Byron could be in line to win multiple races. So, hey, Chase Briscoe's already crossed off that box for one win. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you guys so much for the super chats. We will read them at the very end of the show, the rest of them. Appreciate all the love and support from you guys. We wouldn't be able to do this without viewers like you. We have turned into PBS officially. And for that, thank you. And now, moving on. I
like how we're calling the super chats a tax now. Your taxes pay for our network.
Right. We're PBS, though. We cannot do this without public viewers like you. Thank you. Guys said thank you at the end. Anyways, this edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast is brought to you by the fine folks over at Lionel Diecast. Hold on. Oh, what is my itinerary doing? Okay, there we go. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this edition of the podcast. Make sure to order the new 2022 diecast of your favorite NASCAR driver now at LionelRacing.com or any authorized Lionel retailer. Now, I noticed a bit of a trend here.
Eric didn't understand the assignment.
We'll start with the odd man out, Eric Estep. What is your car? What is your?
I don't think I have a Tony Stewart diecast in my house. That's how it should be.
You could have at least brought out a 20. You have Matt Kenseth, I'm sure.
How dare you equate the two? No. I picked this up at my local Walmart the other day. I believe this is Wave 11 NASCAR Authentics, and I just thought it was nice because I didn't even plan this. I was drinking a Dr. Pepper Zero before the show, so it matches very nicely.
Perfect. Jarrett?
Well, I have Tony Stewart's 2002 diecast, which is a Pontiac, and I don't know if it'll show up really quick. I mean, you can kind of just see it, even though it's a little blurry. It does not say smoke. It says Tony Stewart on it, because I believe 20 years ago, the first Atlanta race was won by Tony Stewart in this car.
That's right.
And then I've got the kind of meeting in the road between Jarrett and Darren. I've got 2008, the only year he ever drove a Toyota. He did not win in the Home Depot colors, I don't think. He won the Subway colors that season.
Him and Subway.
He didn't win.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, he won,
To
but
this
he
day.
didn't win.
The history books show he won. That's another discussion. But no, I always liked this car. This is a solid paint scheme, and granted, what they did for Joe Logano was pretty nice. But I like that car, so that's why I got it.
And then this is from 2015, and a fun backstory to this: when I was interning at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we had a bunch of junk in one of the office in one of the office closets. There was a bunch of old programs, and there was one diecast in there, and it happened to be this 2015 edition of Tony Stewart's. And on this one, yes, he does have smoke on there, if you could see that. But yeah, so along with bringing home this diecast, I was also allowed to bring home a bunch of old programs that I have in my closet, so some more collector's items, but definitely like this one too. And I actually took this out of the box for the very first time. I was thinking about showing like another diecast or whatever, but then I'm like, I haven't shown this one off yet, so I might as well. But yeah. So appreciate everybody showing off their diecast too. Even you, Eric. You were a bit of the odd man out, but it's all good. It's all good though.
Why are we doing Tony? Why Tony?
I'm sorry. It just happened, bro. It just happened. It wasn't planned. I promise.
Eric went full Animal Crossing character.
Tony's flagship car one. You're supposed to go all Tony.
Yeah, true. Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point.
Mine also does say smoke. And also just looking at the back of this, it's funny to think about how many diecasts they used to make back in these runs. This was number 20,491 of who knows how many they made in that run.
Whoa, well, that's crazy. Really quick, thank you so much, Phil Britchers, for becoming a channel. Well, he's been a channel member for 10 months. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, hashtag justice for Reagan. Yes, he gets it, Jarrett. He gets it at 100%. Thank you guys so much.
Good man.
And thank you to the fine folks over at Lionel Diecast. Don't miss Lionel Racing's NASCAR Authentics Diecast at a Walmart near you. Now, do y'all hear anything? Oh, it still works after all this time. I always think it never works from time to time, but it always does. And it's the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Did my mic cut out?
Jared, I'm not used to seeing your eyebrows this clearly. I'm used to your hair covering it, and now they're like, whoa.
Jarrett, what do we have on tap for tonight?
We got a few things. So it looks like Atlanta will likely have a yellow line rule, according to Steve O'Donnell. O'Donnell also
today, yeah.
Oh, they did confirm it. Okay.
So it is Atlanta Super Speedway.
Yep. And then NASCAR is going to be taking a look at electric exhibition races soon. The Cup Gateway race is going to be called the Enjoy Illinois 300. The only time those two words being put together will actually make any sense.
It sounds like it's targeting you, Jared.
I know. It sounds like you, bro.
It's like you're probably not going to live there at that point. So it's going like, Jarrett, come enjoy Illinois with us.
Enjoy Illinois again.
You know what I enjoy most about Illinois?
What?
Leaving it.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yep. I flip off the sign every time I come back into the state. Ross Chastain will be driving for Nice in the Truck Series this weekend.
That surprised me, but I'm happy to see it.
That's cool.
And Biffle will be in the 44 car this weekend, Gregson in the 16. This Sunday's race will be the final one at Atlanta, sponsored by Quick Trip. Bob Pockers reported that. But this will perk you guys up a little bit. Blake Shelton will be performing a concert 1 hour before the All-Star race, not right before.
Oh, no, not Texas. Right before the race again.
5 seconds before it.
And Tyler Reddick has signed a contract extension with RCR through 2023, according to Jordan Bianchi.
They went in and locked up immediately.
He's happy, but Corey LaJoie isn't, because his crew chief and 2 of his crew members will be suspended the next 4 points races for their tire violation.
Oh, yeah. 4 races.
I haven't heard the clip yet, but apparently he's not. He disagrees, or he thinks
pissed.
It's a rule that needs to be reworked.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
Kyle Busch managed to talk Kyle Busch into letting him drive Kyle Busch's car, or truck, that is, at Coda.
I love that.
Well, you drive a hard bargain, Mr. Kyle.
Yeah.
Matt Kenseth will run again at the Slinger Nationals this year.
Win again.
Let's go, Eric.
9 times. I'm calling it.
You gonna go?
No, I probably won't go this year.
Yeah.
It's too far away. But
At
I will
least
be
he
at the
went-
fairgrounds.
At least he went for his first one.
I'll go to one of his SRX races.
Yeah, out of all the SRXs, I'd probably go to Nashville. I feel like that's where he's got a better shot.
Come to the
Slinger's a
fairground.
great track. If you live in the Midwest, you've probably already been. But if you haven't, you live up anywhere near Wisconsin, Slinger Speedway or Super Speedway. It's an awesome track.
Oh, it's called
If
Super
SRX
Speedway?
didn't. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
if the SRX didn't prove it last year, it is a fantastic track. So definitely go if you're in the area.
Whether short oval tires are not a priority for NASCAR anymore, according to Bob Pockers. And then
that's fine.
Happiness here. Today is the 19-year anniversary since Craven and Bush's finish at
Craven
Darlington.
got him.
Whoa. So damn, NASCAR
there you go.
Driving good.
NASCAR Thunder 2003 is almost 20 years old, or 2004 is almost 20 years old. Holy crap!
Yep,
Oof.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's lightning
When we were
round
talking
tonight.
about Blake Shelton, and all I could think about was, wow, our show? Damn, that must be a lot of pace laps.
And once again, that'll do it for another edition of the Lightning Round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. And now, back to the show.
Well, this episode is also brought to you by our other major sponsor. That's right. We have a 3-headed monster, Forney Industries. Get it done with green. Forney offers a full line of welding and plasma cutting machines, metalworking accessories, and more. Great for do-it-yourselfers, or if you're a professional metal worker, wherever you land on the welding spectrum, Forney has everything you need for your next project. Where's my hat?
Oh, yeah. Where's the famous Forney hat? There you go.
There we go. Nice, looking good. It's kind of
Oh, it matches the logo this time. Yeah,
whoa.
I thought
Yeah.
black logo. Yeah,
This is good stuff. You can shop Forney's top-of-the-line products at forneyind.com, forneyind.com, or check them out at an authorized Forney dealer near you. Look for the logo. People are always asking about it. Thank you to Forney for sponsoring the show.
Nice, awesome.
I like this. This matches really well. I might leave this on.
It does.
I look very official. I look like a crew chief with this.
You do. I was just about to say, you do look like one, man.
Bring him in. Bring him 4 more tires.
That's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. Just wear that shirt to a track, and then you can just finesse your way into the pit lane. You're like, hey, I'm with you guys. I'm one of you guys again. No.
Have you seen me in person? I can't finesse my way in anywhere.
No way. Immediately point you like, nope, he is definitely not supposed to be here.
That guy doesn't look like he belongs.
That guy. He belongs in the NBA draft. No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
I'm not reading it, but Corbett Racing 48's making me laugh in the chat.
Yeah. I won't say it.
Oh, yeah.
I see it. But anyway.
Well, we still got stuff to talk
We
about
still have
tonight.
whoa. I accidentally put my chair down. I'm sorry. There we go. That scared me for a second.
Off the rails tonight, man.
Basically, yeah. But anyways, before we get into tonight's race picks, and I have a little bit of bragging to do, just a little bit, just a tad bit. Let me flex a little bit. But anyways, before we get into that, let's go over a few more topics. The ASA potentially making its official return.
No, that's not the main thing. That's a guess that people are having.
I was about to say it's a rumor.
The big thing is NASCAR and IMSA are going to be at Sebring tomorrow. Oh, dude.
Just about to get into that, bro.
You don't lead in with the sub part.
It's the first thing in the itinerary, bro.
Well, then read it first.
It's the first thing.
We need to tweet out screenshots of the itinerary after every show so people know what we're talking about.
That's on me, folks. I always mess up with the itinerary at least once per show whenever I host. But anyways, Jared, you go ahead and lead us in. What is all this talk about?
there's an announcement tomorrow with NASCAR and IMSA at Sebring at 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And there's a few different things. Everyone's guessing, and I figure why not have a little reckless speculation tonight? People are saying maybe the ASA is back. People are saying maybe NASCAR to Sebring. Some people are saying we're going to have multi-class NASCAR races with the 24 hours.
Okay,
we don't know.
Actually,
24 hours of NASCAR. Let's do it.
Actually, scratch that, chat. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I just saw the ASA first. I didn't see the bolded thing. Sorry, chat. All right, go ahead.
Well, I want to mention the ASA part comes into play. NASCAR Man History did a video, and he noticed at the end that that NASCAR recently bought the trademark for the ASA, the American Speed Association, which I watched this video and I forgot the date. It was 2013, I think, was their last year of operation. So they've been pretty much silent for about 10 years, almost 10 years now. But perhaps NASCAR is moving some pieces around, going to rebrand something ASA, going to bring that logo, bring that branding back. And people are wondering if that will tie into this IMSA announcement tomorrow. I don't know. I've seen all sorts of speculation. Like you said, Jarrett, some people speculating that maybe NASCAR will just come race at IMSA or race at Sebring next year, which I mean, would be interesting. I don't know what race it would replace. Would it replace Homestead Miami? Because I don't think I'd be a fan of that. I wouldn't be a fan of that. I like Homestead Miami.
I don't want to lose Homestead.
I love Homestead.
Well, so I bring this up, and again, all reckless speculation, not confirming anything.
Speculation,
But I bring this up from conversations I've had with IDK player who lives right near and goes to Homestead all the time, and he has said that it's like a lot of that buzz that was there with the finale, it's like really died down around there. So maybe there's a little back and forth with the local government and Homestead Miami Speedway. So maybe that's where people are getting it from. I'm not saying it's going to happen by any means, but that's one of the theories that people have is that, one Florida race for another and we ain't getting rid of Daytona.
I'll say this. I think your theory is likely. I would just be disappointed if that was in fact the case. I understand Miami, they were tearing down stands even with the finale still in their backyard. So I could
still
see
tearing some down.
Yeah, I could see that happening, but I just hope it doesn't.
The track itself is in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing but like orange fields or something down there. Whatever, they're just plants of some kind they got, just big fields of stuff. And it's not like they need that land to build something like some tracks would be in the situation of, but at the same time, it's like, it's a long ways from Miami itself. It's not even close to the actual Miami area. So there's no drawing in like, oh, you're in Miami. No, you're not. You're literally about as far south in Florida as you can get before it becomes swampland.
The track's right by IDK Players High School, though. He showed me around and stuff. It was like right there. It was like
it's pretty wild. Like the racetrack itself, if you look on like Google Maps, it's like the southernmost thing, like in the continental United States. Really close. It's like the United States ends at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Well, remember, guys, after the Daytona 500, a few hours after, I had to drive over so me and IDK could test go-karts, and even you guys were like, "You sure you want to make that drive? It's 4 hours and stuff." I mean, like I didn't
like five,
like four, 5.5 hours, something like that. Man, it's really, really out there. But I mean, NASCAR at Sebring, specifically the Cup Series there, that would be pretty damn cool. But also at the same time, if we were, to lose another Florida race, that being Homestead, because like you said, Jared, we're sure as hell not getting rid of the Daytona 500 or any Daytona races for that matter. That would suck, but I don't know. I mean, I'd be willing to give it a shot, but again, it would really hurt though to lose Homestead at this point. But I mean, yeah.
I just feel like if we lose Homestead for this, I think we're already at kind of the max number of road courses personally. So if we add another road course, we also, if we add a road course, we drop an oval. We need to drop a road course and add another oval, in my opinion. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, if you're going to lose one, add another one type deal.
Now, a different fold that I know a lot of people, I'm again, and these are just the two major theories people are having with it. The second major theory is that people are saying, maybe NASCAR might bring back the ASA, but that would be like the electric series that NASCAR keeps talking about.
That's what I'm thinking.
I was thinking that too.
I feel like they're not ready to announce that. Like that might happen, but I don't think that's what tomorrow's announcement will be in regards to. But maybe I don't know.
Well,
watch them say like the ASA is like the all shockwave acceleration series or something electric like that.
I like that.
Yeah,
and again, a lot of people have talked about it. I saw like Reddit's talked about it. I saw it's on Twitter. I saw like the first one I saw talking about it was David Land. and he said it was like going to rock the racing
He
world.
knows
And
something.
either of these things. Well, he's at. I said
yeah,
he's in Sebring
he's
right
there,
now.
yeah,
so,
he's there.
but either of these two announcements would be something really major. The ASA coming back is a major series. Granted, owned by NASCAR, but NASCAR's in the business of acquiring everything right now. They're becoming like the Disney of American motorsports. But Sebring, NASCAR to Sebring, that is a huge deal too, especially locally there, but just in general, when you look at the wider scope of racing. So either way, I'm really excited to see what it is tomorrow. I'm going to be like sitting at my computer. I don't know if they're like broadcasting it like they did with like the Trackhouse announcement, or they are where, do you know where we're at? Because I didn't see that.
I think I saw somewhere it was going to be streamed on NASCAR.com. And probably
like 1 o'clock Eastern time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to be right there.
I'll be on Twitter. Yeah, I'll be on Twitter and stuff. Hopefully I'm not like fast asleep by then. I don't know. I've been waking up hella late too. So I just wake up to dings on my phone.
At noon?
Hey, man, YouTube's my job, so I get to sleep in sometimes.
Didn't you just say that you go to sleep immediately after the show? It's like 9 o'clock.
Sometimes I don't know. It varies. It varies, bro.
I'm gonna take my lunch break just right around that time. Just drive over and be like, "Wake up,
dude!" Darian's taking noon starts way too damn seriously.
I'm taking it way too serious. Yep, noon start times, bro. Hey, man, it's a blessing, man. Hey, I love this
I just
job.
want to see. I want to see a NASCAR Cup car class in the Rolex 24. That's what I
give it its own category. Hell yeah.
Yep, the next gen stock class.
They'd have to give it lights though. That would be the weird part.
True.
You could do that.
Yeah. Hey, they can maybe make a few modifications, right?
They're spamming noon in the chat too.
Of course they are.
But I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Huge announcement tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Okay.
Noon Central Time. It'll be noon our time.
That's right. Noon Central Time. Let's go. Yeah, spam noon in the chat. Anyways, let's move on now. We are now at that point in the show where we are going to go over this weekend's preview at Atlanta Super Speedway, Motor Speedway. I don't know. Oh yeah, the good old days.
Atlanta.
Atlanta Motor Speedway. Okay. But, I mean, this weekend we're going to find out, is it still really Atlanta Motor Speedway or is it Atlanta Super Speedway this time? Only time will tell. But really quick, before I go into, like, the whole, truck, Xfinity and Cup, just the forecast and all that stuff, me and Danny had the special privilege to actually tour the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Danny, thank you so much, first off, for letting me tag along. You uploaded a video interviewing various higher-ups at the racetrack, and we also got to walk the racetrack. You even got to drive on the racetrack. What type of racing do you think we will see this weekend?
See, I just, they got the yellow line rolling there. I don't know if they are going to have a chance to even try to do something on the yellow, like the backstretch is literally the only place you can do that. It's just not going to be possible it's going to be too narrow to try anything. And it's going to be too, not enough time basically to make that pass, if that makes any sense. Yeah. As far as what kind of racing I expect, again, I don't know because we drove Claudia's Ford Escape in turns 3 and 4, and I can tell you this: pitting is going to be hard because I essentially tried to make a pit stop, and you're on the full banking, and then boom, that's where you have to get off right there.
Your traction control is even going
because at Daytona Talladega, you've got a long stretch to kind of slow it down coming in. No, you come off the turn. Okay, get in the pit, go, consider. We might see pack style racing. Pitting is gonna be an issue. There will be wrecks caused by pit stops. I firmly believe in that.
Bring back the caution clock.
Oh no!
We have that. It's Brad Keselowski now.
He wasn't a wreck.
He's just a boy.
Granted, I've only drove on, that's now the third NASCAR track I've drove on. I've drove at Bristol. Bristol is in intense banking, but you're in it for so short that you don't feel it. Whereas Atlanta, it's a good long ways going at that banking. You definitely feel that. And then Nashville Super Speedway, which is 14 degrees, really you don't feel that. That's actually pretty tame to drive on. But this is going to be crazy, which we only drove at 45 miles an hour. Honestly, it won't surprise me if there's a lot of cars that don't have to use their brake. I can definitely see going full throttle with this track. But I am scared, though, there will be a lot of checking up that has to be done because of how narrow the track is. I think Turns 1 and 2 will be good. Turns 3 and 4 is where I expect problems to be had.
Now, as far as the package, they're not running any type of restrictor plate, nothing like that, right?
Well, are they doing a tapered spacer?
No, they're doing the same power levels for all 3 series as Daytona and Talladega.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, so hey, we'll see what type of racing we get. Either way, we're going to be talking about it this weekend. So
which we'll get into this with the weather, but there's a good chance they won't even get to practice.
Yeah, that's another loop for these teams.
And that's a good thing, though, in a sense, because like it was originally looking like at first the initial forecast had Sunday being all thunderstorms, then Saturday. Now it's moved back to Friday. Maybe we'll just keep rolling that back. Just get back to like Thursday night, whatever.
Okay. All right.
I'd be scared to run this thing without practice.
Yeah.
Do you think they'd delay it and like add an hour of practice Sunday morning? Like,
they've done that before.
Yeah.
This has been done before at tracks when there's like, for instance, tire issues. They have run emergency practice sessions either the night before, which again, track has lights.
Practice.
Don't have to bug Bob. Light has tracks. Or track has lights. I'm gonna make a shirt that says that.
Dude, you're on a roll tonight.
I am, man.
Light has tracks.
Light has tracks. But yeah, they might do it. I mean, they did it in Michigan in 2012 when they were having tire issues. So you know what? Maybe they'll do it. I mean, again, light has tracks.
Right, his tracks. Exactly. That's a new saying. I love that. Make that into a T-shirt and sell it on your channel.
I might if people buy it. I'll put a little design on there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But anyways, let's go over all 3 races. So this weekend's Truck Series race is called the FR8 208. Freight.
And Darian takes it right back from me.
Yeah, I like the way this name comes off the tongue though. Freight 208.
Freight 208. Okay, that makes sense. Man, I always mess up that.
Freight 208.
So, right.
Freight randomly followed me on Twitter last week. I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, hello, Freight.
That's cool.
Being
but
paid
anyway,
to say this, Danny.
But anyways, the Freight 208 truck race, total of 135 laps. The start time for this race is 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on FS1, and you can listen to it on MRN Radio. The defending race winner is Rowdy Bush. So we'll see what happens with that. The Xfinity Series race name is the Nelly Cars 250. Nelly Cars 250. Did I say that right?
To be fair, I don't know on that one.
So. I think it's Nally.
Yeah. Nally. Okay, I was about to say Nelly for a second, but I'm like, wait, no, there's no E until the end. So yeah. So
Nelly selling cars.
Another halftime show. Wow.
The Nally Cars 250.
Only just a dream.
A total of 163 laps. The start time for this race is 5 p.m. Eastern Time over on FS1, and you can listen to it on PRN. So we're going to get a doubleheader on Saturday. And the weather. Now, the weather, 65 degrees, times of, or chances of cloud. Well, wait, hold on. Wait, why does it say like? Oh, okay, I don't know. I was confused for a second.
Times of cloud and sun.
Oh, okay, sorry about
clouds and sun.
Sorry about that. Times of cloud and sun. Chances of rain for the truck and Xfinity Series race are a 7%. All right, for a second I read that wrong. So we might be in the clear. We might be good. So we have a good chance. But anyways, the defending race winner for the Xfinity Series race is Justin Allgaier. And now, the granddaddy of them all, the Cup Series race, the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500, a total of 325 laps. The start time for this race is 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox, and you can listen to it on PRN. For Sunday, the weather is looking like 67 degrees, plenty of sunshine with a 6% chance of rain. Ryan Blaney is the defending race winner, and brace yourselves for all of you watching on TV, Jeff Gordon is in the booth.
Look at this!
Look at this! You get to hear look at this over and over and over again. Oh, it's great. It's great.
Just a quick note I wanted to add there, because you said there's only a 6% chance of rain, but we noticed it somewhat of a chance on Friday. Mm-hmm. Something I don't know if anyone noticed, we was talking about the banking and stuff at Atlanta, but they've added a new thing to the surface. It's called an ODL filtration layer, and that was what really captured my attention the most from everything that they've done. This stuff is actually meant to kind of absorb the water. It goes basically through the asphalt, and it filters it into a drainage system that kind of goes under the track. So I am kind of low-key interested to see how that impacts Friday's, practice. Maybe if they get a break, they might be able to dry it enough. We'll see.
Perhaps, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And let's look at the betting odds. The betting odds on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. The favorites for this weekend's Cup Series race at Atlanta. Kyle Larson enters as the favorite with at plus 1,000 to win the race. And, well, also the second favorite, basically, you know, they're tied for being the race-winning favorite. Ryan Blaney tied with Kyle Larson at plus 1,000 as well to win the race. Joey Logano sits in third at plus 1,200, followed by Denny Hamlin, also tied for third place at plus 1,200. And finally, rounding out the top five is Chase Elliott at plus 1,300. Now, the best of the rest, a few interesting drivers. Kyle Busch is plus 1,400, Alex Bowman plus 1,500, and Tyler Reddick plus 1,600. And now for my favorite part of the segment, the underdogs, the famous underdogs. The defending race winner Chase Briscoe enters this weekend at plus 1,800. Austin Cindric, the Daytona 500 winner, at plus 2,000. Kurt Busch also plus 2,000. Ross Chastain plus 2,500. And finally, Eric Jones. All you have to do is finish the race, buddy. But this week he is plus 4,000 in the betting odds to win. So even the underdogs are pretty damn close. I feel like even the odds makers are even they're like, hey, this is a new track, a new reconfigured track. So hey, we really don't know what's gonna happen yet. So we'll see how they race, definitely for sure. And before we get to race picks, I almost forgot, for the second week in a row, the NASCAR Weekly Podcast Fantasy League is currently in a tight battle amongst the top five. Currently in the lead is UGR2. He has a 12-point lead over Trevor Sports 98, so a very close points battle. Not too far behind is Bubba's Sports Mania Talk, followed by Jets 48 in fourth, and rounding out the top five is 48 Nation, and a few other notables here. Danny, Claudia, your wife, is currently in, she's flirting with the top 20, so she's up there. My mom currently P22, she's tied for that spot. Denny delivers P24, and way back is me, just hanging inside the top 50 in 45th place. So we'll see if we can
I do want to say I got a top 5 last week in the fantasy. So awesome. I got to say that.
Awesome. I got my first top 20 finally. I was just happy for that. So yeah, hopefully we can make that happen. Unfortunately, Danny, as far as the pick points, it's a totally different story for you, bro. I'm sorry to bring it up. Okay, so
I'm not that far in the basement as I was last year, though.
Not too far behind, but a bit of a spoiler. Still in the basement right now. But hey, it's all good because you can at least be happy for me because I am currently the points leader. Oh my gosh, how'd this happen? So chat, you can do all that, shit talking all you want and stuff. And yep, sorry I cussed.
L's in the chat.
L. So put that L in the chat for yourself because I currently have a 3-point lead over the chat at the moment. 77 points, and the chat is behind by 3 points. But hey, it's all good. We still have a very long season. At this time last year, I think I was flirting with the points lead, but then quickly became irrelevant not long after. So hey, it's all, and Jared knows that for sure. He's the defending champion. But right now sitting on the podium is Eric Estep, currently minus 18 points behind. Jarrett sits in fourth, minus 23. It's all good. He doesn't really care. He has his championship, so this might be a lame duck year. Hey, we still have a long year though, so still have some time to catch up. And finally, in the famous NASCAR Weekly Podcast pick points basement, is Danny B. Yay, Danny B. Back in the basement again.
He's in the upper left on our stream. He's up there.
Yeah. He's up.
Hi, guys.
He's up on something now. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's right.
It can do whatever he
He's
wants.
on the bottom. Oh, that's right. It's very fitting. He's on the bottom. No, I'm just kidding. I'll move you back up to your spot. No, it's all good. But anyways, all right. So let's get right into it, folks. So the pick order is obviously by the points. So I have the privilege of picking first. Eric will pick second. Jarrett third. Danny fourth. And the chat, since you are the chat, you are of course going to pick last. So let's get right into it. Who is going to win this weekend's truck race? Oh, God, I got to go first. Crap! I always like going last or whatever. But,
like you said, you have the privilege of going first.
And then I'm like, crap.
Usually a disadvantage.
Yeah, and then I'm like, crap. Okay, so one quick question. Isn't Kyle Busch racing this weekend?
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not? Oh yeah, that's
Corey
Coda. That was Coda. Oh, okay, that's right. That's Cody's going to be racing.
But Ryan Preece is in this race.
Okay, you know what? I mean, I know it's a new track and stuff, but what car? Well, I mean, excuse me, what truck is Ryan Preece in though?
The 17.
Okay.
He'll be teammates of Haley Deegan.
Okay, I'm going to go with Ryan Preece. That'll be my pick. I feel like that might be the safe pick. Hey, why are you laughing? You want a truck race? You want a truck race before Eric?
Okay, yes. I'm gonna go with a guy who just won a truck championship, Benjamin Rhodes. I don't know if that's. I assume that's his full name. I assume
I assume it is. Yeah.
Short for Benji. I don't know.
This weekend is a huge wild card, and we have no idea about really anything so far, whether it'll be super speedway or it'll be a normal race that just gets thrown out. We don't know. I'm going to play it relatively safe. I'm going to go with John Hunter Nemechek this week. I think he'll get the victory.
I'm following Jarrett where he goes. I was also going to go with John Hunter Nemechek.
All right. Sounds good. And as for the chat, I saw a lot of, well, it's starting to change up. I mean, I saw a lot of Ryan Preece's earlier.
I still see more Preece.
I still see a lot of Preece. I mean, you guys are going to be picking the same as me, so you might not.
I think it's pretty safe to say Preece at this point. I know there's like a little bit of a delay, but there's
I'm scrolling. Hey, we'll give you guys Ryan Preece then. All right. Yeah. So the chat picks Ryan Preece, picking the same guy as me again. Okay, so now moving on to the Xfinity Series. Who is going to win the Xfinity Series race? Crap, I have to go first again. I am going to go with Noah Gragson. Dude's on a roll. Again, this is going to be a wild card race, I guess, but there might be a chance that, it might be somewhere in the middle between old Atlanta and then you have this new configuration. So we don't know exactly how they're going to run at this racetrack this weekend quite yet. But so far, Noah Gragson has been a pretty safe pick as far as Xfinity Series picks go. So when your worst finish is third place, you are having an awesome start to your season, Noah Gragson.
All right, they're running the super speedway package. I know it wasn't a Colleague car in victory lane this past February at Daytona, but I think a Colleague car wins today. And I think because it's a newly reconfigured track, there's a good chance this is going to be a really wacky race. Who's the Colleague driver who's won some wacky races? AJ Allmendinger wrecked across the finish line at Bristol. He won that curb race at the Indy Road Course and Cup last year. I think AJ Allmendinger wins at Atlanta. He's won at Atlanta in the old configuration.
Yes.
He's going to win with the new one.
Well, I'm going to go with somebody who hasn't really dominated much this year, but I think that such a wild card race, a very adaptable driver is going to need to really overcome a lot of the different pitfalls, because I don't think we're going to see exactly a super speedway race like we normally do. So I'm going to go with Ty Gibbs on this one. I think Ty Gibbs is a very quick adapting driver, and as long as he keeps out of other people's messes, I think he'll be somebody who's a threat to win.
It's been a good week for this team as far as first go, and the closest this guy has come to winning in his career was on a super speedway. And I'm going to say Riley Herbst is going to finally get it done this weekend.
Okay.
It's a wild card race, and anything can happen. I think Riley it needs to put up or shut up. I think this is this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the chat's following you, man.
The chat is. I see a lot of 16s and 9s.
I've seen a lot of Allmendingers or Gregsons. You could put up a poll.
I'm gonna put up a poll for that. Okay,
yeah.
Just between Noah Gragson and AJ. Hold on.
Well, while
Answer
you're doing
me,
that,
poll.
while you're doing that, who's gonna suck in the Cup race, Darian?
Yes, I was just about to get to that. Who's gonna suck this weekend in the Cup race?
Race and
let me see. There's a lot of candidates at the moment. We're still early in the season, and again, this could be a wild card race. I gotta see a little bit more out of him. It hasn't been the greatest start, but I'll be willing to pick him as a dark horse later on in the season. But for now, I'm sorry, Harrison. I gotta pick you, man. Harrison Burton. Sorry. You gotta improve a little bit more. But we're still early in the season.
This is really a shot in the dark. I really have no rationale for any of my picks, so I'll just throw out. I was trying to think who's in the Colleague car. It's Gragson, right? I don't want to pick against Gragson. I think he'll do fine. I'll go Kurt Busch.
I'm going Brad Keselowski. That's all I got to say.
yeah, I'm going for Keselowski too. He's going to pick someone.
Everybody just immediately goes with Keselowski there.
And who they got for? It don't matter with suck. It's gonna be no point in it.
I don't know.
It looks like they're leaning Keselowski.
Yeah,
I see 3 or 4 Keselowskis on my screen.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Keselowski. Let's just go with that one.
I'm trying to see. Did the poll post?
Yeah, it's up.
It did. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it. My bad. All right.
So we'll give him Keselowski for the suck pick.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So as far as underdogs are concerned, I am going to go with Noah Gragson again. Not only do I think he'll win the Atlanta race in Xfinity, but I think he'll put up a decent run in his Cup Series debut with Kaulig. So we'll see.
I actually think Brad Keselowski's my underdog pick. He's been so bad to start this year, but what was the one highlight? When he won his dual race at Daytona.
That's true.
He crashed some people in the 500, but he was up front the whole time. And I don't know. I'm betting all in that Atlanta's going to race like a baby super speedway. It probably won't, but that's where I'm starting at. So I think Keselowski has a good day.
Okay.
Oh, I got Daniel Suarez. I realized it wasn't. I was looking at the poll because it's looking like it's going towards AJ.
I was just about to say, you want me to end the poll? I mean, it looks like
I got Daniel. Yeah. I got Daniel Suarez. He seems to be pretty adaptable and a little bit of that super speedway ism to this race. If it's not a full one, still I think will help him stay up there.
Okay.
We talked about this guy doing pretty good at Phoenix, and I'm going to say Todd Gilliland can also be an underdog, have another good run.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Completely forgot about his top 20 at Phoenix. That's right. As far as the chat's concerned, well, I see MVR owner says Kurt Angle will suck. Yeah.
You suck.
You suck. Yeah. Let's see. I see 43-23.
I'm not saying anything consent. Yeah, I'm not saying anything consent. Well,
just shoot one in the dark.
Here comes some ones. Chastain's coming in.
Let's give him Chastain.
Yeah, might as well just give him Chastain. It won't matter, but might as well. Okay, and now for the main part of the Cup Series picks. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? At Atlanta. Oh yeah, I go.
Who is gonna win, Jerry?
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh yeah, I go first. I'm not used to this. I'm so nervous. Okay. So who's going to win at Atlanta? I mean, again, don't know what type of racing we'll see. I mean, on one side, on one hand, I want to go with the first-time winner because I feel like
Did he blow his mic out?
He did.
Yeah, he blew his mic out. Yeah, you'd be really quiet now, Darian.
Wait, I'm still quiet.
That's a little better.
Yeah, just.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Is it still good? Is it still good?
I can hear you, but
Oh, okay. All right. Dang it. Sorry.
After you give your pick, try unplugging and plugging it back.
Yeah. I'll do it again. So I'll just make my pick quick. I'm going to go with what I call old reliable, even though, I mean, again, I'm just not quite sure what we're going to see this weekend, but I feel like this pick won't do me wrong. As long as his engine doesn't blow up, Kyle Larson will win this weekend.
Old Faithful. We're on a super speedway. Again, I'm bought in that it's going to be a super speedway just for the sake of making these picks. Ryan Blaney. I think Ryan Blaney's going to win it. He's been fast. I think he's going to get his first win of the season.
How's that sound?
A lot better.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with Darian on this one. I played it pretty safe, I think, with my picks, and I think Kyle Larson still is a safe pick. Because I'm kind of banking on it being a hybrid kind of race, semi super speedway, sort of what we saw in the All-Star race in 2018. So I'm gonna give Larson as my pick. I probably will instantly regret it now if they go full on super speedway, but for now I'll go with Kyle Larson.
Yeah, because based on Larson's track record, not the best super speedway racer.
I honestly think whether it's super speedway or not, this car won last time we were here. I think Ross Chastain will get his first win this weekend.
Yeah, good point. I think the chat's going with Blaney. I see a lot of 12s, man.
Yeah, they're going with Blaney.
Yeah, y'all Blaney.
That's also a pretty safe pick because he won here last year on regular and he's good at super speedway. So,
chat, they picked 2 out of 3, same as me.
I'll be honest. It's awesome when we pick semi similar on these because it's easier for me to keep track of drivers.
Yeah. All right, so hey, we'll see how we improve in the points. Hopefully, I keep my lead, please, Lord willing. Hopefully, I keep my lead, but hey, we'll see what happens.
I'm taking risks. I'm either gonna get out of basement, or I'm gonna go even further. So
we'll see what happens. All right, so I will read the rest of the final super chats. Again, thank you guys so much for donating to tonight's podcast. Let me load it up really quick and let me scroll all the way back down. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Alex, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hey guys, I'm going to the Indy 500. Any chance of you guys going? No, not really this year, but perhaps next year though, for sure.
If I'm being honest, I wanted to, but honestly, with the price of gas going, it's probably gonna be one I have to scratch.
It's nuts. So Eric, Jared, what do you? No, not yet.
No,
Yeah,
not this year.
Travel plans are getting tighter as the days go on.
Yeah,
I feel you, man. I feel you. GN with the $5. 2021 Indy 500, one green flag, full screen commercial. I know that was NBC's biggest race of the year, but Fox has to cut down on the number of commercials. I mean, yeah, they. On the flip side, they are running a business though, but yeah, I do agree. Yeah, you do need to find some type of middle ground because it does get ridiculous. Oh, and really quick, Blue Jimmy 48 fan, thank you so much for being a channel member for the past 11 months. Damn, almost a year. 3 more weeks, ... knock on wood. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean, buddy. Yep, I know. Yep, it's coming. It's coming. Jar Jar Binks. Oh, God, you're back. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Misa banded Danica from Mesa City. Okay, so I guess Danica's banned from whatever city he's in. I guess. Yeah, poor Danica. Groovy Goose, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Put Jim Ross in the booth. Also, spin the UFO again. Spin it once
I got you.
Danny, you're a wrestling fan. What did you think of that? Him in the booth. For NASCAR.
Nah.
No. Yeah, past his prime at this point.
Yeah.
And Shannon Greeway, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You guys talking about these Fox segments make me realize how much I miss NASCAR Victory Lane on Speed. Dude, we all grew up with those shows, man. Dude, I miss it for every pre and post race show, man. Just the NASCAR race day, and then the NASCAR Victory Lane segments, man. They were the best, definitely, for sure. Jar Jar Binks with the $5 super chat. Misa and Danny Wissa now Facebook friends. Wissa gonna boo doo-doo head Harvick. Oh, there we go again. We haven't had a Harvick slam like this all year. It's bad.
I don't know if we're gonna do that, Jar Jar.
Misa also gonna be at Martinsville. Misa going to Xfinity and Cup races. Oh, guys, you're gonna do this in person? You're gonna do this in person now. Probably talk like Jar Jar Binks. Okay, well, it'll be nice to meet you there if I do end up going for sure. Alex with the $5 super chat. I watch old Dale Jr. download. I watch old Dale Jr. download where Hendrick nearly had a deal with Richard Petty in '83. Oh wow, how many more wins would Richard have had if he joined Hendrick? I don't think he would have had too many after. I don't know. At that point. He was, worn down at that point, a worn down driver. He was just trying to finish races at that point. I'm not sure he would be winning more races after his 200th. I don't think. I mean, what do you guys think? No? Yeah.
Not too many more, if any.
Yeah, no way. Enter Das with the $5 super chat. My lookout on Atlanta is that I'm very cautious about it because I've been a fan too long and I know how many times I've been let down. I'm a Hamlin fan. Oh, yes, yeah, don't worry. Hey, we'll see what happens. Maybe Hamlin might improve. Hey, we'll see. And also really quick, Movement! Yo! Thank you so much, Movement, for becoming an official BFM channel member. He helps me run my Discord, so really appreciate that, bro. Awesome. Great to see you. Andrew Mayer with the $2 super chat. Brad K didn't wreck. He just had to be super slow. Oh man, poor Brad. Coleslaw Custard, I love that name, with the Canadian $2.79. Thank you so much. After watching Darian race, he should replace Eric. Are you talking about me on iRacing or something? I think I don't know.
You couldn't replace me in any race car, Darian. I suck.
Sure. All right, let's do it. And then Tyler with the $2 super chat. What if they did E-Series in stadiums for 10 races?
That could be viable.
Yeah, that could be viable. Yeah, hey, you never know. And Alex with the $10 super chat. Happy Briscoe won. I had my name on his Knoxville truck with my grandpa. Oh, that's cool. I lost my grandpa in March. Well, sorry to hear that. And just had a feeling. And to see Chase run, he helped make sure he got that win we wanted in Knoxville. I'm sorry for your loss, my man, but that's a pretty cool story, though. Glad Chase won, definitely. Ethan Ball, thank you so much for the $1 super chat. Just donated $1, didn't say anything else. Mark B with the $2 super chat. Do you think Greg Biffle will get a top 20 this year? It depends. It depends.
On a super speedway, maybe.
Yeah, maybe win a bunch of the field wrecks, but not straight up. No. Alex Luft with the $5 super chat. Is it just me, or does Darian sound Ren from Ren and Stimpy when he says win? What is that?
I haven't seen Ren and Stimpy. It's a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Wait, oh my God, we got work to do next time we're together.
Maybe I've seen it, but I don't know the name. Like maybe that's.
I'll show you all after the show.
Is that how he talks? He's like, I win. Is that like?
Yeah, I'll show you all after the show.
Okay, yeah. Show me after the show. I might have seen it before.
Yeah.
All right, let me refresh really quick. We had a couple of more super chats, not too many, but again, thank you guys so much for donating tonight. Oh, there we go. All right. Jim Lowski CR or John Lowski CR. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hey guys, what has been your least favorite paint scheme so far this year with the new numbers? Eric, you start us off. You're very paint scheme. You know the good and bad ones. You spot them.
Yeah, I mean, there've been some bad ones. There's been a few that really don't use the space very well. Some of Reddick's have actually not, like the Lenovo one was kind of weird, where he's had like the sticker just doesn't fit. Like I wish the DeWalt ones took more advantage of the space above the wheel. Those are really the only ones I don't like. I thought Logano's with the Pennzoil one he did actually use the space really well. I actually like that. It was simple, but I like that one a lot. So that's not the question, but those are a couple that come to mind.
Yeah.
And almost any with the chrome.
You don't like any of the chrome ones?
I'm sorry, the chrome got overused in testing, and I've immediately turned me off of it.
I see.
Aside from Wood Brothers,
I like the Keselowski chrome that they've
that one's
changed the
good
color
too.
to match the scheme. I like that one, but other than that, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think the one that I haven't liked the most, honestly, is Byron's, because it worked good on the old style doing numbers, but I feel like the 24 is way too far forward compared to the Exalta logo. Like they're just like they adjusted Larson's to make it work. They didn't do the same for Byron's. I don't get why they didn't do that.
Yeah, I'll go with Byron's too. Yeah, it's very ugly looking that way. And Kevon Weston with the $5 super chat. If you're happy. It's 316 day. Give me a hell yeah. Yes. Right.
And that's the bottom line.
Cause Stone Cold said so. That's right. Yeah.
Was that a wrestling reference? I didn't know.
You don't know Stone Cold, damn it.
I know who he is. I didn't know that was his catchphrase.
Yeah, he had a big speech after winning King of the Ring where he said like, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. Like Austin 316, something like that.
He started freestyling on him, like rapping on him.
Yeah, freestyle promo, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And Jared, you can add that to the cuss list, because I did say the D word. Turnpike with the $2 super chat. I'm leading now. Nice. Spending $2 just to call Eric a goofy goober.
That's me.
I'm a goofy goober.
I got my Moby still here.
Hey, do you remember? Do any of y'all remember the song? I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah.
So bad.
We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Goofy, 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 goofy.
I dragged my poor father to that movie.
I think we just got a copyright strike from Viacom.
Oh, I swear.
You were too good, Darian. You were too on key.
That better not happen. All right, we're almost done with super chats, I promise. Isaac, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I'd rather watch Fox pre-race than Jar Jar Binks.
That's fair.
Getting roasted, bro. Damn.
Yes.
Yeah. The Dumb Goblin with the $5 super chat. They need to change. I don't know. It says
Dumb Goblin.
Dumb Goblin. Yeah, that's what I said, right?
Dumb
Goblin.
No, I said dumb. Dang it. All right, fine. Dumb Goblin with the $5 super chat. They need to change up commercials. We know we need to try it first, and we get it. Logano saved at the pump. Surprised I haven't seen.
No one's saving at the pump. I'm sorry.
Bro, and you know what's funny about that? Logano tweeted out something today because he saw the commercial. He was like filling up his gas. He freaking cut out the price of the gas.
He didn't show it, but I guarantee that was an 80 something I saw.
It said 80, bro. It was nuts. I'm like, bro, I got news for you, bro. Nobody's saving at the pump right now. That's why I'm crossing out some races on my schedule that I planned on driving to. I'm like, no, I'm not paying all this money for gas. I'm good. Ethan Bell sending another $1 super chat. Thanks, man. And finally, the final super chat of the night comes from GN. Thank you so much for the $2, buddy. Fox, not the same since Burns died, plus Spencer left. Hey, yeah, yes. I 100% agree. Bro, for those of you who didn't watch Steve Burns growing up and Jimmy Spencer, oh, yeah. Those were the times, man.
I didn't mean to laugh there because it was a horrible time, but the Dom Goblin gave another super
Oh,
chat.
I saw. Okay, 2 more super chats. I promise. Okay, so Dom Goblin, thank you so much for the $2. Insults. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. And then Gavin Adcock with the $5 super chat. Hey Eric, when does season 78 of the Double E Cup Series start?
78. Whoa.
Are you really at that high?
Are you at that high, Eric?
We skipped 69, the nicest season.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But
nice.
Any plans?
I'll be here all week. All the bad memes you could ever want.
But any plans for the Double E?
Cup series? No. That's dead. That's been dead and gone.
You'll probably do like an exhibition race here and there.
I did that Clash stop motion, and nobody watched it. So I think my channel's officially graduated. If I say.
I think I miss your NASCAR parodies more than the stop motion.
I do. My favorite NASCAR parody, and I watched this. I was a sophomore in high school at the time when you uploaded your spotter one. I remember watching that.
Oh, yeah.
The spotter one. You were like one
Classic.
inside, and your Dale Jr. impersonation. That was and your DW one was great. It was spot on.
And I saw on Twitter today your 3 Erics was making the rounds for some reason.
Yeah.
Things I thought were dead and gone.
No, nothing ever dies on the internet. That's for sure. But anyways, that'll do it for Super Chats, and also that'll do it for this edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Join us next week on Wednesday night, March 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time over on... Which channel is it? Eric's channel. Yes, over on Eric Estep's channel. We might have a guest lined up. Hey, you never know. We'll see what happens with that. But we'll be going over all of the events of Atlanta and all of the news in the NASCAR world. Okay, so
can't wait. It's gonna be technically the first live show on my channel this year.
I was about to say we're actually gonna go live this time. Like, did not have any problems this time. You know, no internet issues, but. That damn dude. Just for full closure chat, we were so pissed off that night. I'm just saying. I'm just letting them know.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, all good. We finally get to go live on Eric Estep's channel. That's gonna be a blast. Cannot wait. So that'll do it for this edition of the NASCAR Weekly Podcast over on Black Flags Matter. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time. That was perfect. Hey, cut out. It's all good. Anyways, goodbye.
Green. Holy moly. Great job. Yeah. This guy. Thank you. Wow. Hell yeah. Woo-hoo. Great job, man.
And we got a crash. Car spinning left and right.
Buddy, let her rip. Rain like hell, baby. Come on. Oh my God, guys! Yes! Yes! Unbelievable. You guys are the best. Yes, 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 yes!